All right, let's dig a dig. Dig a dig. Dog dog. The drag pad. The drag pad. Okay, what? Carl Joseph's turning around? Like Quintilla? Oh, that's not a bad one. That may be interesting. Keep us going while we go through here.
This is probably the most unexpected
It's
update
kind of
that
funny.
I'd be making in the big old 2026. Carl Jobst is now suing Billy Mitchell. Now I'm gonna
Yeah, that is crazy.
because I know a lot of people
It's crazy.
are familiar with what is going on because you're trying
No, I didn't mean to do that.
But if you are not aware, I'll do a quick rundown. This is Carl Jobst. He covers speedrunning and also people that fake speedruns. That's primarily what he focuses on, finding cheaters and whatnot. And there was a very big drama, very big spitting match back and forth between him and Billy Mitchell, because Billy Mitchell seems to be covered in controversy. He has a couple of world records that people suspect aren't actually world records and that he cheated them. Now, Billy Mitchell himself doesn't have a YouTube page, so to speak, but he does have a very popular Twitter. Right now, he actually has a cooked for 30% off. He has been absolutely clowning on Carl.
Oh, shit.
That's because he brought Carl to court, and that was in regard to a defamation case that inevitably he ended up winning. And he's had quite a victory lap over the last year using Carl Lobst as a discount code, things like that, for his hot sauce brand. Now, even those who were aware of this going on, that Carl losing this court case against him, just as a refresher, it kind of went a bit of both ways, and I just want to show this. So,
all right, let's go.
I lost. The judge found Billy to be a credible witness and believed his entire testimony. From that point on, unfortunately, there was really nothing that could have saved me. I will now obviously consider my options.
Okay, cool.
I know many of you will be upset with this, and I'm sorry for that. Thank you again for all the support I've received, etc. Now, the reason that a lot of people would be upset primarily is because he, painted Billy Mitchell out to be a pretty terrible guy. And I will say it's not just him painting him that way. He is quite a litigious figure and goes after a lot of people that say anything.
Alright, this is the teleporter.
More so
I gotta go back down.
This Carl Jobst Legal Defense Fund. He had a GoFundMe that he put out where he raised over $200,000 here to go against Billy Mitchell in court. A lot of people had believed
I need to get the other
donated to Carl Jobst in relation to this court case because they believed that it was in regard to for defamation in regard to his high scores. Essentially, you're lying about me having these records by cheating, so I'm going to sue you. That's what people assumed this was about, but it wasn't the case. This case was specifically in regard to defamation claims that Carl Jobst had made against Billy Mitchell in regard to someone who had taken their own life. And Carl implied that they took their life in regard to how Billy Mitchell had impacted that creator's life. This is directly in reference to Apollo Legend. That is the creator I'm mentioning. They were sued as well by Billy Mitchell.
That got me? Holy shit.
I never intentionally lied regarding Apollo Legend either. I relied on incorrect information from multiple sources. I retracted the statements once I confirmed it was inaccurate, but apparently that was not sufficient, as the court ruled in Billy Mitchell's favor. Now, again, you can check out the videos, rule for yourself if he was being intentionally misleading or not.
Stop breaking it. There we go. Come on, break it.
There's a post here by Nicholas Oreo who replied under that and said, I don't think there was any malicious intent here on your part. You seem genuinely passionate about the things you've covered on your channel, and you've been one of the best at exposing cheaters for years. But because of the things that he did say, the things that he did post, even with the retraction, it's really unfortunate that that misinformation will be a constant black mark on your otherwise stellar content creation career. But it's also a warning to guys like me to not get carried away. So Carl Jobst, following this loss, which was quite a large one, I think he was upwards of like $600,000 in terms of cost, not only in lawyer fees, but what he had to pay Billy Mitchell. And Carl inevitably went bankrupt, and some other things happened. Billy Mitchell was dancing effectively on Carl's grave, and just a few short days ago, a death
there's something there
into the Southern District of Florida's court records, I guess.
Get back up there.
We have that now. This is directly off the court list.
My headlamp is dying so quickly.
But down here, we've gone ahead and have the main complaint that's been put through. And I want to read off
nice.
For you guys. So starting off, we have the statements alleging criminal conduct in connection with bankruptcy. This is something that Billy Mitchell focused on very heavily in some of the posts that he made. And we can kind of see them in the exhibits that they included. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's really hard to read some of these because it's clearly been what seems to be like photocopy. This one, it's kind of hard to read, but it's Billy Mitchell saying the plot thickens, and this is linking to a Reddit link, which will be explained in a sec here.
Yeah, but
I also
I
just wanted to show some of these other exhibits, because with this photocopying thing, they have made these absolute atrocities. This is like an analog horror backrooms monster or some shit. But I did find this. It also has an absolutely freakish image here, but Billy Mitchell making a tweet: I lied for 4 years, scammed $200,000, went bankrupt, and lost every shred of credibility to my name, but at least I'm probably too much of a lazy, broke, and unethical scumbag to ever fully pay King Billy's $1 million. Ah, I win. So on 18th of May 2025, Mitchell republished on X a hyperlink to a Reddit post titled "Carl Jobs boasts about moving assets to his wife before declaring bankruptcy, a possible creditor-defeating scheme," asserting that Jobs had engaged in illegal conduct to defraud creditors. Mitchell endorsed the allegation by attaching the words "the plot thickens" in his X post. In response to Mitchell's republication, multiple readers replied by stating that Jobs had engaged in fraud, bankruptcy fraud, and other unlawful conduct, reflecting how Mitchell's post conveyed and reinforced an allegation of criminal wrongdoing to its audience. Now, I surprised myself here. I was able to properly copy this link here. I just typed what I could see and did my best, and I was able to actually pull up that post. Obviously, we're missing the post in its entirety, but we can see the comments and see what he was talking about, referring to in his claim there. Carl Jobs had posted about this boasting and whatnot in his Discord, and so they're saying here, I don't get why these guys post this shit in a public Discord. I'm beginning to think that this Carl Jobs fellow is not a brilliant tactician after all. Carl's an idiot. It's one thing to commit fraud, it's another to brag about it. Also, a judge will usually audit the spouse's assets too. All he did was dig a deeper grave. There's some people even talking about it further, like this being a pretty common tactic, not again saying that it's legal or not. This person did some digging themselves, and they finish it here. Maybe Carl knows something that we don't, but I've
how much cash I have
to not only try something like this, but talk about doing so on the internet. Another person replies, I don't know, bud. He spent almost a year basically lying about this lawsuit by omission because he was sure he'd win. So someone doubting that Carl might know something more. Following up, though, they say the Reddit post's assertions were false. The conversation referenced in the post contained no statement in which Jobs boasted about or admitted to moving assets to his wife, and Jobs did not transfer assets to his wife to defeat creditors or engage in any unlawful conduct in connection with his bankruptcy. On June 6th, the bankruptcy trustee issued an initial notice and report to creditors stating that the trustee's investigations had identified no offenses in relation to Jobs' affairs. The report was sent to all creditors, including Mitchell. On June 24th here, and that's important because this is after they're saying on June 6th, where the report was sent to all creditors, including Mitchell, showing no wrongdoing, Billy posted on his Twitter here, Carl Jobs has engaged in serious illegal activity before and during this bankruptcy process. It's interesting that he would be saying this stuff multiple weeks after having, this report sent to him and creditors. And of course, they're claiming that that statement was false, and they showed why that's not okay and potentially very defamatory if he knew that that statement was false, but then continued to say it. You already see the argument on Billy Mitchell's side being like, no, there was other illegal stuff, not just that. But he doesn't really mention any other or reference like what we saw earlier with the plot thickening and linking to the Reddit post, but I think that's what he would try to do. After seeing Billy's post, Jobs emailed the bankruptcy trustee on June 25th asking whether he had engaged in any
I can buy a teleporter now.
On June 26th, the bankruptcy trustee responded by email stating that the trustee was not aware of the serious illegal activity referenced by Mitchell.
Alright, I need to solve this stuff first.
The trustee also wrote to Mitchell's solicitor regarding the same Twitter post. The trustees requested that Mitchell provided information or documentation substantiating his assertions that Jobs had engaged in serious illegal activity.
We need to get the platinum pickaxe.
Could be investigated as part of the administration of the bankrupt state. No substantiation of this allegation was ever provided. In later correspondence,
a bigger lantern.
From the trustees'
just 10.
that no response had been
I can buy the teleporter and still be good.
Documentation supporting Mitchell's assertion of serious illegal activity. So essentially like, hey, here's proof that he never even followed up after making that claim. Billy then posted on Twitter, Carl Jobs complained about one of my tweets to the bankruptcy officer. Imagine publicly attacking someone for 4 years just to privately whine like a crybaby, accompanied by an image depicting Jobs being hanged in which Mitchell is depicted as carrying out the act. In a reply to the same post, Mitchell promoted his commercial website
Yeah, I gotta go down.
using the discount code CRYBABY. And here is that Twitter post.
Yeah,
Now,
we gotta
that
keep
post
going
that I
all the
showed
way
you guys
down.
Earlier in the exhibits, I lied for 4 years, scammed 200,000 that Billy Mitchell had posted. This was in response, effectively here, to Karl Jobst's video about my final lawsuit update, where he publicly addressed and denied Mitchell's allegations that he had engaged in illegal activity
Son of a bitch.
bankruptcy process. And then apparently during a live stream later on in the year here, Billy Mitchell is saying that, oh, he's claiming he's not getting any money, and of course he is. It's like somebody evading taxes. During that live stream, a viewer message appeared stating Karl is lying to the trustee.
Yeah, that's
and
one.
responded, yeah. And apparently during that same live stream, a caller asked, how do you feel about Karl giving everything to his wife so that he doesn't have to pay you? He responded, that's not what happened at all. If he did that, he'd go to jail. Mitchell's statement directly contradicted the allegation he had previously republished and endorsed on May 18th, I'm assuming the Reddit post, that Jobst had moved assets to his wife to avoid paying creditors.
I need to heal.
Despite Mitchell's statement that that's not what happened at all, Mitchell did not retract or correct his prior republication of the allegation. I'd be very curious to see how that ends up holding up in court, to just repost and say the plot's thickening to that Reddit post where they are saying that that is what happened. Like, I'm genuinely curious to see if the judge looks at that and goes, okay, yeah, you were essentially propagating this and it was untrue. And is like the plot thickening, is that enough to say that you're co-signing on this claim here? As opposed to Billy's just finding it interesting that the plot's thickening. Now, the other main point that I want to show you guys that Karl Jobst is using here, I found just very interesting. On June 3rd, Mitchell published a video to YouTube titled A Statement from Billy Mitchell, Karl Jobst Part 1/2. In that video, Billy made a series of statements to the effects that Karl Jobst had created a GoFundMe campaign on false premises and had misled the public as to the existence
I didn't mean to do that.
proceedings and had done so with knowledge and intent in order to obtain approximately $200,000 for personal benefit. Referring to Jobst, Billy said he needed money and he needed money now. Mitchell then addressed Jobst directly by saying, you created a GoFundMe campaign with the knowledge and intent to fund the existing lawsuit on false premises. Period. End of paragraph. Mitchell also specified the exact amount of fraud, saying, so apparently the only time Mr. Jobst ever believes me is after 6 months pass without follow-up and he stands to gain $200,000 from his audience. Throughout the video, Mitchell presents these statements as part of a broader accusation that Jobst engaged in a deliberate scheme to deceive viewers into funding the GoFundMe campaign. These statements conveyed that Jobst had committed fraud by
Oh, son of a bitch, really?
for personal gain. Now, in regard to this, and again, a lot of people felt this way, but if we're looking at this just in terms of he's going to court and has to, prove that he was not being misleading, on the GoFundMe, even just in the description here, my name is Karl Jobst and I'm a YouTuber who often reports on video game cheaters. Last year, Billy Mitchell, etc., sued me for defamation, claiming damages of $450,000. In the past year alone, this lawsuit has cost me almost $200,000 to defend and will cost at least another $100,000 before it's over. The situation is already crazy, but has since gotten so much worse as he sent another defamation lawsuit for another $450,000. I mean, I'll need to defend 2 lawsuits at the same time, both being extremely expensive. Naturally, the more money I'm able to raise, the better my legal defense will be. That's just the way it works. And if and when I defeat Mitchell in court, I will likely have to pay back a lot of the costs that I incurred. I will use that money to host a grand gaming tournament in his honor. So, he lost, but he said that this was going to pay for his legal defense in a defamation case, potentially 2 defamation cases. He did not lie about that. And again, he made a full video going over. He was like, I didn't think I was
I need to.
We already kind of saw his post. A lot of people
I need to remember this perfectly.
To him challenging the records that Billy Mitchell holds. But in my humble opinion, as an armchair lawyer that is really just a YouTuber, it really doesn't seem like this would be something that would be easy to prove.
I'm gonna lose all my light.
These people. Everything in this description completely contradicts this idea.
Remember, this sucks.
I understand that that's also different than the feeling that people had when they were making.
I do have a teleporter, so I could teleport.
I'm just kind of more so looking at this on the legal side of things. Very curious to hear your guys' thoughts on this particular point, though. Now, additionally, they also cover this point about
the teleporter.
He said that he was going to need to defend 2 lawsuits, but that second one never happened. Billy even admitted later on in that video that his lawyers had indeed emailed Jobst's lawyers a copy of a legal complaint and had said he would proceed with that unless the existing lawsuit resolved at mediation. Billy further stated in that video that he later chose not to begin a second lawsuit, that no further developments occurred after the mediation, but that Jobst should have known
Okay, that puts me at 500.
However, at the time of the creation of the GoFundMe campaign, Billy's stated position had never been withdrawn. Billy's later assertion that Jobs should have known that no further proceedings would be commenced is inconsistent with the contemporaneous communications.
Okay, last pickaxe.
Direct response to those communications. Honestly, that
should be the last pickaxe. Say bye.
Complaint, they never retract it. At the time that he makes a GoFundMe, he's expecting to. But apparently, further on, they're saying someone from Billy's team.
I'll need to get the oil lantern.
Why Jobst was crowdfunding upon the basis that Mitchell had instituted a second defamation claim, and in response, Jobst's team member solicitor confirmed that proceedings had been sent to Jobst and that Mitchell had not withdrawn the threat of commencing those proceedings. These communications demonstrate that Mitchell, through his solicitor, was aware of the GoFundMe campaign and the basis upon which it.
Maybe I don't need to upgrade the lamp.
Heard about this, that Carl was going against Billy. I had a few thoughts. The first one was that number one, it's in Florida courts, meaning that it's going to be
get deeper down there
to prove defamation. That's just from what I understand going over it when I first did, and now is that it's a bit more lenient in terms of
Bro's gonna blow himself up.
Defamation in Australia than here in the US. But secondly, I was, worried in a sense that it doesn't seem that, although he had said these mean things, Billy did about Jobs, I didn't know how he was going to get him on defamation. That he either went out of his way to, be malicious about this, that he knew that he was wrong and so he was going to, or the other way you can get someone on defamation is if they say something that is, factually untrue, and they very clearly could have reasonably did research and understood that that thing was not true. Seeing the points that they're making, though, it appears that, yeah, there are multiple times here where Billy maybe didn't know, but someone on his team was given information.
Okay, my water is getting low.
Or not. The important part is that they are working in connection with it. I think the argument there is that, well, he should have known these things, and any reasonable person, like the team that Billy has, would have been able to figure that out.
There is some water right there, cool.
Statements. That puts him in a spot where he either has to prove that his solicitor never gave him this information,
not enough.
He has to, give shit to his team members, and it's their fault that he didn't know this stuff, which I don't even know if that legally, frees him of any wrongdoing. Or we find out that in whatever happens in the future, that Mitchell was told about these things, and then he just went out of his way to lie about this. That isn't to say that those are the only two options, but it's clear that this is the angle that they're going for on Carl's team. There's a bit of back and forth between Billy and Carl, and he ends up putting out a video Carl does on August 11th. Publicly addressing and denying Billy Mitchell's claims in fraudulent fundraising and illegal conduct. Jobs explained the basis for the GoFundMe, including the existence of ongoing and threatened litigation, communications from Mitchell's solicitor, and the use of funds for legal expenses. This video constituted a second direct rebuttal of the allegations that Jobs had acted with knowledge and intent to fundraise on false premises or had otherwise engaged in fraud or illegal activity. And again, they're saying after this, Billy continued to publish statements repeating the same allegations, including his August 12th Twitter post stating that Jobs had lied for 4 years, scammed $200,000, etc. Another interesting point here, just so I don't read all of this, is that there was another live stream on August 27th. Someone had said in his live chat he had low IQ to side with Jobs after he scammed his viewers out of $200,000. To which Billy responded, he actually scammed his viewers out of more than $500,000. So there, I'm telling you something that isn't reported, more than $500,000. Billy further
that's a lot of acid.
Contributed to the GoFundMe had been lied to, deceived, and were victims. So the way that he explains this $500,000, he said in that same live stream, Billy stated in reference to Jobs he had $50,000 in one GoFundMe, 55 I think, and $200,000 in another GoFundMe. So publicly there was $250,000 donated. He acknowledged that Notch gave him so $550. Let's just say $500.
That was no bueno.
He took $500,000 from him. Now the last point that I want to show you guys, which I also found interesting, Carl's team is also alleging that there was an unauthorized use of name and likeness, and I actually didn't think about this until I started reading it. Billy used images and video footage depicting Jobs in connection with promotion of including posts directing users to RickySauce.com. Mitchell used Jobs' name or likeness in promotional discount codes, including Jobst, Carl Lost, and Carl Lobst, and did so in direct responses to Jobs' own posts. Billy republished statements by Jobst and used those statements in posts promoting commercial products, including by pairing them with links and discount codes intended to drive sales. Beginning at least in July of 2025, Mitchell offered for sale on RickySauce.com a product titled Signed Billy Mitchell Red Joystick Headshot, which prominently featured Jobs' name and likeness as part of the product itself. On April 3rd, 2026, Billy further promoted that product by posting that it had
Oh, fuck, I'm
officially
dead.
sold out, that it might return by popular demand, and that it was very poetic that it sold out exactly 1 year after the judgment. From what I understand, if there is enough parity, then it does constitute fair use.
I need to teleport back.
In this situation, I'm not sure where that line is.
Son of a bitch. Not what I meant to do.
Negating that specifically. If that is true, that is kind of a blatant example of using his likeness for commercial gain. Here is a horrific example because of that photocopier. A limited signed Billy Mitchell red joystick headshot, and that includes very clearly here, looks like, I believe, Carl Jobst, with code Carl Lobster for the biscuits. Now they did put a clown nose on him.
Damn.
It looks like stuff coming out, and I think he is a lobster. It's kind of hard to see though with how this is done, but I believe that is a lobster body. Again, not a lawyer.
Fuck.
Very curious if there's any lawyers in chat. Would love to hear their thoughts on how this is looking to be. For me personally, I can see that there might be some actual legitimacy to
Where can I put it
his
down?
claims, but don't get me wrong, he's kind of lost a bit of grace with his fans, or with just the public in general. And that also just does have to do with how he handled the loss against Billy Mitchell. I know I've been kind of biased towards Billy Mitchell. I'm not a huge fan of the guy. Carl did not conduct himself in the best way after losing, though. I don't want people to forget that as well. This is from one of my previous videos talking about, you know, after
Finally.
losing. It's just Carl Jobst is being a sore loser. Someone asked him in his Discord, do you ever run scripts for videos like this past a lawyer? Is it not worth the expense? No, I don't, because fuck lawyers and what they think. If I want to say something, I will say it. Fuck letting other people tell you what to do. A lawyer will always tell you to say nothing. Who wants to live by that principle? People who win in court, which I'm sure he has learned now, but he went on an entire tirade. That is what this video is entirely focused on. I'll put probably a pinned thing
Come on.
above me. Oh, there's me begging for subs. Speaking of, hey, consider subbing. You lasted this long in the video.
There
I
we
hope
go.
you guys enjoyed this. If there are any interesting updates, I will be sure to let you guys know. Give this video a like, give more people per chance of hype, so I can get an itch. That's it. See you guys later. Adios. Peace. Bye.
Nice. Get my water up. I think this is gonna be the fist. Super fist. Oh, we're going to nick yours here.
I need it. I need it.
Nice.
I need it.
Oh, okay. Now this is gonna make things so much easier now.
We're good. Don't worry.
Okay, whose stream is this?
The bees are here.
I thought it was
Oh, what's
Nicholas.
up, bees? I'm about to die. They did something really stupid.
Another Mr. Beast being illegal, huh? Alright, I need the one that does it, that makes it so it doesn't. Ah, no, I don't think.
Allegedly involved in hosting an illegal lottery on stream.
Nice.
I'd have a few nickels, and I'd now have one more nickel as of yesterday. And that has to do with this video here. 50 streamers fight for $1 million. That was the title sequence.
Damn.
It was 50 streamers in a box fighting for $1 million. And it came down to the last couple of contestants, and so they decided to live stream the last, what was, I'm guessing,
How do I use the teleporter?
where they had the last few contestants.
Where do I use the
duke it out, and by
teleporter?
duke it out, I mean for 2 hours.
Son of a bitch, I knew that was gonna hurt.
Shot to knock over hearts, but they really sucked at it, so it was 2 hours of that, and then them just throwing stuff at hearts to break them and have a winner. And it was your rage.
Damn. Idiot.
Now this
Oh shit.
to your rage streaming for a little over an hour here, where he was giving away $1 million
Son of a bitch, I can't believe
to
it.
the fans, to his community, and that's a pretty cool idea. You know, $1 million to
My God.
the community that has brought you up to the place that you're at.
Damn it, I'm such an
Unfortunately,
idiot.
That is not how this ended up, as I'm talking about it right now to you. As you can see here, one of the headlining live stream fail posts talking about this, Mr. Beast's $1 million giveaway ends up in a subscribe for a chance to win money gamble. In this headline,
I need to get all the way down there.
you would expect, and what I I believe was the original intention, is that this live stream $1 million giveaway that they were going to do was to anybody effectively watching your rage. Most likely a good chunk of his fan base, his community. But this quickly turned into just a, actually, your rage is going to make a shit ton of money, and he used the giveaway to do it. Now, we do have something very important to get out of the way first, which is what I was mentioning earlier, this potential legal lottery that was ran. Now, immediately what I was suspecting is that usually what ends up happening is a sweepstakes or a contest ends up turning into an illegal lottery. Now, while I was perusing, looking for an answer to this, I had a lawyer actually responding to a question that was posed that was very similar to mine. Are giveaways for paid members within a society chapter legal?
Oh, I had to drill those.
To which a lawyer responded here, in South Carolina, as in most states, a giveaway becomes an illegal lottery when it includes all three elements: a prize, chance, and consideration, meaning
Nice.
participants must pay or provide something of value to enter. When you limit participation to
Oh, shit.
members only, that consideration element could turn the giveaway into a lottery, even if membership payments are for general benefits and not specifically to enter the giveaway, like subscribing on Twitch, I've been saying. Now again, I'm just going to read a little bit more because again, it'll be important later here. If your chapter's giveaway is limited only to paid members, it might still be viewed as requiring a purchase since membership fees are typically considered payment for access. To keep things
Okay, I need to go
compliant,
down.
both
I actually need to
paid
get
and
go
non-paid
turn
members
this in so I
to
don't.
create a free alternate method of entry that's clearly explained and easy to use. Now, the whole reason that I bring this up is because during his live stream, your rage indicates, because I can't prove it now that the stream is over, but he indicates at one moment and asks one of his moderators to turn it off of sub-only and follow-only mode. Putting his stream into sub-only mode would effectively only allow people to enter this giveaway if they are already subscribed. I don't want to get too into the weeds of that, but I wanted to show it to you guys first because we're going to talk about that much further down in the video here. Last thing, of course, before we jump into seeing the clips that I've prepared for you guys, if you're new, consider subscribing. If you found this video helpful and are liking it, give it a like. And regardless of doing either of these things, thank you for watching.
Nice.
Now, I went through the entire stream and highlighted some important moments that I found interesting.
Oh, we're done with the Mr. Beast stuff. I guess we're not.
Running of an illegal lottery. To kick things off, here is just the very simple, this is your rage, confirming to people watching the stream that he's about to give away for $1 million. I understand this clip feels dumb and completely inconsequential, but it'll make sense in
Oh,
just a
bitch.
few seconds. But I just wanted to show you guys that yes, he's saying, hey, to the fans watching, we're giving away $1 million. He then follows up by saying a few
Fuck
times
you.
during the stream that he's going to be giving away direct amounts of money to his moderation team, his manager, and his editors.
I ain't gonna lie, Mr. Beast, off the rip. My mod team. Okay? Like, yo, Gio.
He blew himself up almost.
Gio, that's my head mod. He delegates everything. Gio, 150 man straight to Gio mod. Delegate that throughout the mod. Wait, can we call? Can we call? They get away around 480,000. It's about to be way. What do we think? Another 100 G's? That to be 100 G's, but not gonna lie.
Son of a bitch.
Bro,
Oh wow, I could put a teleporter there. That's stupid.
but my editor has been my crazy hours. He ruins.
Damn it, my teleporter.
Yo, I did bars, editing team, 100,000 bars. At the end, I do want to save a certain amount of bread for my manager. So we got to make sure we know where the heck we going. Without him, a lot of the explosion that we have. A lot of maybe go ahead and do it now. Don't forget. Just do it now. Yo, Cam.
Oh man, I had the teleporter there too.
How much we giving Cam, Jack? Manager. Cam, you want a $50,000 bonus? 50. What a $50,000?
Now, don't get me wrong. I think that it would make sense in a situation like this that you would want to give out this money to the people that have helped you the most in this situation, which would be each of these different people, which he is already paying. At least for sure with the editors and the manager is definitely making money off of your rage. Maybe not his moderation team. I would assume so, though. But at the same time, he could just bonus them out money anyway, as this was $1 million to give to his community, his viewers. Without them, he wouldn't
My
need
life.
a bunch of editors. He wouldn't need a whole moderation. He wouldn't need a manager. I think maybe
Yes,
that is a
this is
more
what I need.
romantic point
That's what
that
I
have
needed.
brought up here. I'm curious to hear what you guys think in regard to that. But it turns a $1 million giveaway to viewers into a $700,000 giveaway. As he put out 384 of these people. But in comparison to what you guys are going to see down the road in this video, this ranks pretty low in regard to what I found egregious about this stream and how they conducted it. Now, I jumped around a bit to show you guys those different clips, but now back to the beginning. We're about 6 minutes into this. You notice that your rage is going to start incentivizing people that have subbed larger amounts. Like, for instance, what you're going to see, someone gave 5 gifted subs or 6 gifted subs, and in return, you gave them that $1,000 amount.
I blow it up.
31, LJXNCO 31, feel bad. I'm gonna give you 1,000. You're on this, okay? Give you a little pound.
Son of a bitch.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody just dropped 5 gifteds to my Super Saiyan 5 gifteds, so we're gonna give you $5,000. We'll give you $5,000. Yo, it's cash with a Z. You can drop 10 gifteds. You get $10,000. You get $10,000. It's cash with a Z. You get $10,000.
Obviously, your rage is now starting to incentivize people that, hey, if you sub more, you're going to receive a larger sum of money from me during this giveaway. Which at this point in the stream is just kind of incentivizing people to sub, because if they end up getting selected, then, oh, they'll make more money. I can't say for certain that it was actually changing how your rage was going to be picking people, although it sounded like it. But for the sake of what is to come, I think it's fair enough to say, okay, well, incentivizing people to gift subs at this point, although maybe a bit, you know, it's going to get other people to donate more subs for sure, it's not directly falling into this, you know, illegal area. However, and I might run the rest of the clips that you guys see here with showing the live chat next to it. You're going to notice that even at this point,
okay, that's some good light.
Everybody that is watching is subbed. There were some comments here and there of people saying, hey, let's put it to sub-only mode. And it might also have to do with the fact that there are so many subs that are being gifted right now that everyone is going to have it. You can, however, see an example like right above where my head is here. KBT is gifting 5 tier 1 subs. They don't have the indicator to show that they're subbed. I'm suspecting that at this point, it already is in sub-only chat. And the whole reason we're saying this is because I believe you can still subscribe and gift subs even if you aren't following, even if you're not subscribed yourself. I could be wrong about that, but keep in mind that at some point during this, it does get switched into sub-only mode. Following this moment, he gets a great idea from another streamer, Stable Ronaldo, and I'm just gonna let the clip play and speak for itself.
Stable Ronaldo was calling me. Oh, what's talking? Yo, Ron! Make a wheel right now!
Son of a bitch.
Can I do a wheel? Can I do a wheel? I'm doing a wheel! I'm doing a wheel! I'm doing a wheel! I'm doing a wheel!
So now we have trying to implement a giveaway, right, for the $100,000 for anyone who is gifted 100 subs. Now they ended up not going forward.
My
with this,
God, dude.
That would have been an illegal lottery. You would have had to pay for a chance to win $100,000. And also keep in mind that, yeah, a bit interesting because they end up not doing this, but that's incentivizing people to sub like a lot. I mean, a tier 1 sub, $5, that ends up being $500 to enter this chance to get $100,000, which they don't even end up following through with. But they're clearly incentivizing people to spend as much as they can on subs to enter this situation, but you're going to see it more and more down the road. Your Rage himself kind of notices that maybe this is a little scummy to be incentivizing people to donate so much when he's supposed to be giving away to his community.
We're gonna do a wheel, not gift 100 subs yet. We're gonna do a wheel game. I know this is crazy. I feel scummy, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay, game. It's okay, game.
As you heard from himself, he felt
son of a bitch.
But it's okay. It's okay. Now it ends up not working as the data set that they're going to use doesn't work
You're
anymore.
fucking kidding me with that.
Just opting not to do that. But now we're starting to get into, okay, this is looking a bit shaky. So your Rage starts doing this randomly by essentially, like, while chat is scrolling, he takes his mouse, he hovers it over it, does a countdown, and then he clicks. And whoever's chat that he ends up clicking on it pulls up their profile, and they're like, okay, you get $5,000, you get $10,000, whatever.
Blow that up.
A lot of chat realize that whenever you gift a ton of subs, it ends up filling up a ton of the chat with all the different recipients getting that sub from that user, which means
idiots.
if you gift a shit ton of subs to your Rage, you have a better chance of being clicked on when he's selecting someone. And you don't even have to be that bright, because your Rage says it multiple times over the course of this stream that you should donate a bunch to end up getting a higher chance of being selected.
Let's do that again. Let's do that again. Let's do that again. So that means if you get a big lump sum right now, there's a large chance that your name gets clicked more. So I'll give y'all 15 seconds. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. my like mouse on?
You're on the money.
Where am I going?
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Come on, baby.
I think you can start picking up what I'm putting down here. Number one, we're already past it. This is a bit scummy, right? You're supposed to be giving back to the community, and now you're incentivizing people to give you money, which they have been doing, and is kind of why you're here in the first place. And you're incentivizing them to give you more money so that you can, you know, give out some to the community. Now, don't get me wrong. There is supposed to be this era of there is also, you know, just you participating in the stream, just being there. You should just be able to say,
Nice, that's the last upgrade.
chat and get picked on, which does happen a few times during the stream. But the few times that it happens is after Mr. Beast himself requests that they switch it from sub and follow only mode to anybody, so that anybody.
Okay, I need to take this
Which
home.
is how we found out that for a majority of the stream, it was in sub only mode, meaning that people needed to pay, needed to have a subscription. So I guess technically they could have it gifted to them by just watching. But if that wasn't the case, they would not have been able to enter. There would not be a free entry available to them, which would constitute this as being illegal. Allegedly though, because I'm not a fucking lawyer, I'm a YouTuber. Keep that in mind here. It just seems to be following all of the steps for how to make an illegal lottery that I've seen, including coming from the lawyer that I showed you guys earlier. But before we get there, let me just show you another example of him doing the same thing, telling people, hey, I'm about to, you know, select somebody, so, you know, make sure to gift subs so that your name shows up more.
We got it, man. Yeah, I'm about to do another. In a second, after we call Jinxie chat, I'm gonna do a 10-second countdown.
Yeah, come on.
To that moment, it's loading. I'm gonna click. You feel me? Yep.
Right.
Okay, so chat, we're gonna do another 15-second countdown. No, we're gonna do the 10-second countdown, and we're gonna be giving away $10,000. I'm gonna wait. Remember, if you could gift.
Has to be a teleporter somewhere in here.
Get a chance of winning 10 G's. Or if you're a lucky typer at the time, you get clicked.
Or yeah, you could also just type.
You could also just type, but the subs are gonna be filling the chat, bro. Like it just is what it is. So I'm gonna look away right now, count down from 10.
Now, I do want to point out in this last clip here, they had switched it over to show
Looks like there's a way down that.
selecting people while this was going on. So you can see his mouse and that he was clicking on people. You can see that every single one of them is sub. This is
No, we made it to the last world.
absolutely in this sub only mode as we're coming up.
I
to
can't go
giving
from
you
here.
something Not to. And we can kind of see here, Jimmy's kind of being like, hey, you know, people who are just there will have a chance to also win. And your Rage responds like, oh, you know, but the subs are going to be filling it all, so, you know, you need a sub if you want a better chance. Like, clearly incentivizing people to do it. Following up after that, though, this is that part. It ends up actually happening over 2 clips here that I'm going to show you.
How the hell did I get all the way down there?
You should probably switch it off of sub-only mode so that everybody gets a chance.
Also, you should just do somewhere like you turn off subs and you just let them type for free. You know what I mean? For the people who can't afford to. Or wait, you should do one where you put it on non-follower mode and just let anyone have a chance.
Okay, babe.
Let them go crazy.
Chat, take it off sub only, take it off non-follow.
There we go.
Yeah.
Maybe?
Yeah. Let the people just watch it.
I need to find a
Obviously,
teleporter.
You heard him saying, hey, take it off of sub and follow only mode, but also you can just see the difference
There we go.
in the like diversity in chatters, meaning like people who have the stars indicating that they're
Shit, how do I
subs,
return
people who
down?
don't. And after he brings it up, you're gonna see now, look at how many people have been potentially waiting in this chat. We've heard some pulling up over the course of it that are now here that do not have a subscription, they were not gifted one, and there's so many people, which really to me is indicating that even
Nice.
early on here they had switched it into sub-only mode. Now,
Nice, we made it.
on all of the clips that I wanted to show you from that.
That's what I'm
but
talking about.
Again, the issue that I'm running into here is that it appears, even based off of what I was showing you guys earlier with the lawyer answering that question, an illegal lottery becomes
Alright, this is the end of that.
all 3
Oh,
elements.
nice.
Prize, the chance, and consideration. When you limit participation to paid members only, that consideration element could turn the giveaway into a lottery, even if membership payments are for general benefits and not specifically to educate.
Now I can get the bigger Royal Lantern for sure.
For, you know, this event because they were fans of your Rage. They were not
Yeah.
doing this directly contingent on winning as a part of this giveaway. Now, a shit ton of people, like he went from 11,000 subs, 12,000 subs to over 100,000 subs, so 90,000 people appeared to have been gifted a sub, or a lot of people were gifting that amount of amount of subs in total because they wanted to be a part of this. Regardless, when it's clear that he was putting into sub-only mode, that's fitting that criteria that this lawyer was bringing up. Which, with Mr. Beast's history in regard to this particular issue, I think that maybe
I have so much gems that I left behind I need to go get.
Any of the other streamers that might have won this competition. I'm kind of shocked that he didn't like give them maybe a bit of a rundown beforehand, or more so, I'm just kind of surprised that he didn't really react much to these elements becoming quite clear, like the wheel spinning or him putting it in sub-only mode.
I need to get the mega lamp though.
I could understand that, but he does realize that at some point, and at the very least, to give Jimothy some credit, he does say, "Hey, let's take it out of that sub-only mode," because you know.
Actually, if I go down this way,
at the end of the day, realistically,
where's the teleporter?
We don't have any of the rules written down, at least to my knowledge.
The teleporter gone?
Written down for this giveaway. This wasn't in writing. That's probably the biggest reason that this might not constitute.
Did the teleporter get destroyed? What the hell is it now?
Because there was nothing written down. I'm not a lawyer, so again, I don't know necessarily how that works, or if just implicitly by the act of doing what they did, it turns it into a legitimate illegal lottery. I don't know, but I'm very curious to hear what you guys think. And again, if you enjoyed this video, if you found it useful for you, give this video a like. Perchance a hype, get it out in front of more people. If you want to talk more drama with me and my community, or just want to play video games and chill, and you're 18 and over, head over to my Discord. Link for that in the pinned comment down below. But regardless, doing any of that, thank you for watching. I'll catch you guys later. See ya. Adios. Peace. Bye.
Oh, come on. There needs to be a better last time we did this.
So with online content creation, I personally think it's extremely difficult to ruin your entire career and reputation in a matter of a few seconds. Yes, you could say a racial slur, but in the current day, I don't even think that is enough to end your online career. No, I'm not going to test that theory right now. I haven't played CSGO or League of Legends in years, and I'm going to keep it that way. I guess another way you could achieve that goal is misleading or scamming your audience with things like a crypto rug pull, like telling them to buy the crusty anal hair coin, then selling when it hits its peak, which is kind of normal on the internet now. I've seen a plethora of concerning names for coins, but even with that said, at this point, even when some creators have blatantly scammed their audience with no sincerity, even sometimes they will show visible the fact people had fallen for it, but at the end of the day they will still have an audience and people that still watch them, probably because most of their audience is sniffling sperm cells fresh out of spawn. Perhaps maybe damning allegations, but I don't think that will ruin your career almost instantaneously. Those cases tend to snowball past mere seconds, and even then you typically have to wait for said person to provide a response to the allegations before fully condemning them, although in some cases, even if they don't fully exonerate themselves from quite damning allegations, they can still somewhat have an audience and platform. However, no matter how difficult I've just described that challenge with the amount of people on this earth and on the internet, Murphy's Law will always come into effect. Which gets on to the topic of today's video. The streamer Lakari that did actually manage to ruin not only his career, but potentially his life within 3 seconds of an 8-hour live stream. A live stream that would continue even after he had just opened himself up to the scrutiny of the internet and potentially law enforcement, and it only got worse as the stream went on. Deranged rants.
You want to do? I'm gonna keep screaming. Matter of fact, scream more. Just you. I'm so sorry. I didn't do anything.
Shit.
I didn't do anything.
Don't want to come back. Yes.
That's why I'm not fucking crying and sobbing, bitch. I didn't fucking do anything, dumbass.
Excuses.
Did you click the link?
Yeah, I checked the link, and then I saw it was like bad, and then I deleted the fucking TXT.
Blaming other people.
Oh shit.
Skip linked it to me. You did.
Okay. That is absolute defamation, and I would be suing you for that.
And he was just further digging the trench his career would lie in by the end of that stream, while simultaneously the news of what happened was being spread like wildfire. And the people and friends he surrounded himself with for years were slowly disavowing and disowning him one by one.
Son of a bitch.
All of which he would see whilst he continued to stream, making probably his last ever live stream even more deranged.
I could have got him more live.
to that situation, we need to first understand who Lucari was before this.
So I invited Lucari over.
Okay, I almost got ball enough for all the gyms.
Streaming. This dude is sprawled out on my bed, butt naked.
Lucari Ochemel Tennyson was born June 30th, 1989 in the state of Texas, which as of this video means he's in his mid-30s. Whilst not a lot is documented on his earlier life, what we do know is that his first venture on the internet, from what we can see, was in 2007 when he was 17 years old, which would be uploaded to his now abandoned main YouTube channel, and one of his first videos uploaded almost 2 decades ago was gameplay of the ancient game Ragnarok Online. He would upload every now and again with significant gaps of multiple years between each upload, and his content mainly focused on his obsession with MMOs, switching between games like Phantasy Star Online, Arcade, and Terra Online, while finding his place on the servers of Black Desert Online, a game I personally tried in 2019, clocking in a total of 16 hours in, until I found out I was too brain dead to play MMOs and did not have the willpower to
Son of a bitch, this thing's gonna kill me.
Actual fun part of the game. No thank you, I will take my single player, minimalist, 2D top-down sci-fi sim, where one of my colonists is sure to lose their mind and begin murdering everyone else with 12 gauge simply because I didn't give them the drip they wanted. But anyway, around 2016 when Lucari was 27 years old, he would find Black Desert Online and begin playing it quite regularly. He would even become a leader of a well-known guild called Man Up. But he wasn't a streamer just yet. Actually, he was never meant to be a streamer. In his own words, he was supposed to go into the field of IT and just play games with his friends and clan members in his off time.
So originally I wasn't going to be a streamer? Not at all.
Oh, wait, you're still gonna be.
I was really just doing what and
Son of a bitch, dude.
Even with that said, he would start streaming around 2016 to 2017, only occasionally.
There's supposed to be one here.
I mean, like his upload schedule, he would do it once a year on Twitch, mainly for his friends to watch. He would only take streaming seriously when on his annual stream, when he was playing Dungeon Fighter Online, his friend and guild member, who was a streamer, would send over 300 viewers to his stream, which would basically kickstart his streaming career, and the rest would be history.
So I was
I can't see anything, and anything out of here.
Once a year already it's at the end.
Yeah, DFO. DFO, I stream DFO once a year. Just when the tournament came around. Anyways, I was recording footage for my boy Potent for DFO, and then Mac hosted me.
Shit, I need to get out of here.
My guildie. And then that kind of boosted jump-started my streaming career. When we hosted 300 viewers, I started talking to everyone. And they were like, oh my god, it's the guild leader of Man Up. It's actually here, it's actually here. I appreciated it so much that I actually started trying to become a streamer.
It only took him 2 weeks to get Twitch Partner, which even back in those days was a big deal, and from there onwards Lucari would regularly stream. He eventually added a face cam and would only exclusively
I need light.
Online, becoming one of the biggest streamers and content creators in that section. Now his streams at this time could only be described as chaotic to say the least.
KFC and watermelon.
Son of a bitch.
Most times he was not playing the game seriously, and his viewers were known to just shit on him for how terrible he was at almost every game he played. He was actually later more known by his fans for being hard stuck in League of
Shit, I need water.
This is what back in 2017 most people tuned in for, a streamer that wasn't the best at this game, a game they tread lightly when most were taking it deadly serious, a streamer that was openly a weeb, and a streamer that was endlessly bullied by his chat and guild members.
Oh, damn it.
Put a 5!
He tried it.
I mean, I don't have to worry about fall damage, so I can try and hurry down there.
Mostly what he was known for. But he was slowly losing interest in the game and wanted to stream other games he enjoyed more, like Siege. And for a lot of streamers that are known for playing specific games, this is quite the gamble, because a lot of your viewer base probably only watches you for said game, most probably only understand the game, and if you switch to a completely new
Holy shit, that's a big one.
don't play, chances are they're going to tune out and you may lose a significant amount of viewers. viewers. And the only way this does work out is if your viewers are there for you and not the game you play, heavily hinging on both your personality and how entertaining you are. Lakari would eventually leave the Black Desert Online scene in
get back out
for other games, and he did so quite successfully, apparently still averaging over 1,000 viewers regardless of the game he was playing. And
Come on, let me out, let me out.
Said not many could achieve.
So the thing about BD,
What is that Omasi? What is this people just keep joining?
I'm lucky to have survived getting out of the BDO category because I'm the only streamer that made it out.
This is around the time he became known as a variety streamer that was not tied down to a specific game, and also around this time is when he began collaborating and began getting noticed by other up-and-coming streamers such as Mizkiff and Sodapoppin.
You're looking real cute today, I'm gonna be honest.
Son of a bitch.
You like what you see?
This is later what would be called the Austin scene, which is a group of large and up-and-coming streamers located in Austin, Texas, which served as almost a networking and collaboration hub, and Lakari was involved in this. He would continue to grow over the years, being involved in a lot of streamer events like Camp Canoe, the shows hosted on Mizkiff's stream, and things like OnlyFans, as well.
You fucking kidding me?
Clan hosted by Sodapoppin. Funny enough, this was also the same guild and event Pirate Software was in, and what arguably started his own reputation loss, or downfall if you want to call it. And these two did actually interact, and said interaction was actually used as evidence for Pirate Software having a bit of an ego. Because even though Lakari had played so many MMOs, he wasn't experienced in World of Warcraft, and this was one of his first times playing it, and these two were in a raid together, which resulted in Pirate Software being Pirate Software.
Yeah, it's too bad I'm the only mage in the party, you're right, Chad. If only someone else would cast Arcana.
Brother, may I have some notes? Oh, you have to be. Probably Molly the ads.
Wait, get 2 minutes.
Fuck you.
Man.
Yeah, I can Molly.
Here I've been the only one casting Arcana? Incredible.
Oh, it's crazy.
And Lakari would have somewhat of a
Any more to help?
Pirate Software was beginning to get a lot of shit online for a number of things he had done and said.
Pirate Software's low. I'll stay until the day I fucking die. He's even more of a... Now that I think about that SM run, and I realized he wasn't joking.
But around this time, Lakari had developed a reputation within the Austin and streamer
Oh, come on, I need life, not light.
hiding this fact about himself, and he was very open about it. Because he was known as a serial gooner. Most people knew him as someone that beat his shit a lot.
Is Lakari playing it? That's a good question. Honestly, I can't see it. He doesn't have any, like, anime chicks that talk about their feet. I don't think he would want that.
An NTR I actually liked, and that was hard.
Lakari has a few. If you're looking for some, he has a few NTR anime. He's actually really into
Come on.
That's all he had on his drive.
There was even one instance where he was staying at the streamer Trainwrex's house, and whilst he was staying, he did such activities in Train's own bed that he had graciously given to Lakari whilst he was staying, and apparently
Also, I don't know.
used his face towels to clean up his ectoplasm.
I give
I
Lakari
had to get out of there.
bathroom, master shower, walk-in closet, master bed. These beds to die for. Like, it's the most comfortable thing you'll ever sleep in.
No. Did you actually end up using it?
That's an actual, like, the plates. I give you preset towels to use for yourself, but that towel I didn't give you. You went and grabbed, and that's actually a towel that I use for my face. I couldn't see crust, but usually when it crusts, you can see potatoes in the towel. That's an indicator of crust.
Nice. Okay, this should make it easier.
You denied it, but now that you're seeing it, I'm thinking maybe you use that towel to wipe it.
Fuck.
Are you being serious?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, dude.
Most people in
That's
the
upgrade.
space knew Lakari was a gooner.
Mineral detector, beep beep beep.
Who he apparently even showed his large collection to at some point.
You're not gonna tell them everything, are you?
Oh, that just tells me what everything is.
So, yesterday, I asked Lakari how much of a degen he truly is. Because I don't think he's actually that degenerate. I think he's like faking it.
Ooh.
Okay, prove it. Screen share me your folder.
How the fuck did we get out of here?
And he's like, are you
Oh shit.
You're getting cooked, bro.
like, I want to see
Another
it.
Daniel Office for you, though.
Show me the folder.
Ah, come on.
And he spent like 20 minutes compiling it. It turns out he's got like 10 different folders because what happens is after a certain while he abandons a folder and starts a new one.
There's even one clip where he's doing a lie detector, and although these lie detector challenges are not always accurate, he's questioned whether there is a secret folder even his girlfriend at the time doesn't know about, of which he says no, and then he fails the test, which in hindsight, with what eventually would happen, looks terrible.
God.
Is there a folder that she doesn't know about?
I was blowing myself up. Yeah, I need to take this back.
Dude, show chat.
Fuck, how do I get out of here?
This was Lakari's reputation at this point. He was a streamer that loved anime, and it was no secret he was a gooner. It was part of his brand at one point, and something regularly joked about in the community and by his friends. Nobody really looked too much into it. But after January of 2026, both his reputation and open behavior would be looked at in a much darker light. And not only would he rightfully lose his platform, he spent over a decade building, but most of the relationships he had built up to that point.
The shit got downloaded. Like, I didn't trigger a fucking download, it just got downloaded.
So on the 22nd of January 2026, things were like any other day for Lakari. He began by starting his stream and did what he usually does in the intro.
Oh, I'm almost out of water.
And looked at clips of other streamers. He then was about to start playing League of Legends, but before he did, I assume he was looking at the meta characters to play that day, and he says he's going to write down a few of their names, and for that purpose he brings up Notepad and shows it to his entire stream. But the moment he did, it wasn't a list of League of Legends characters.
It just destroyed itself.
It was a link to a cloud drive with a label that was very concerning to say the least. And not only that, but there were other text files open within the Notepad that some thought were abbreviations referring to other similar content. Lakari, after realizing what he had just done, was surprised and reacted like he didn't even know what that was and continued to act like nothing happened, which would be an act that would slowly crumble as the stream went on.
Come on, let me get home so I can sell this shit.
What?
It's taking way too long.
Link to your entire audience, assuming they won't look into it, is simply delusional thinking, especially for the usual residents on the Twitch platform. It is very much monkey see, monkey do, and some of his viewers would type in the link and access the drive, and they would apparently find a
Son of a bitch.
of some very disgusting illegal videos, and according to those that accessed the drive, the file names alone were enough to condemn Lakari. The contents apparently ranged from content with those underage, family stuff, animal stuff, lolly stuff, hentai, and apparently even login credentials for paid-for websites that host this type of content. Within 5 minutes,
Yeah, I'm stuck here until I find some more water.
had already turned against him. People were saying
Fuck.
his career is over, he's a and a creep, and that he is going to be locked away for a long time. At the same time, quite quickly, a Reddit post will be made on the subreddit Livestream Fails, which is a place where most people get their livestream drama from, and this would show the events that transpired and also show the full uncensored link to the drive. But this would be taken down and then re-uploaded with the censor in place so nobody would attempt to access the drive and the content inside. For a while longer he would act like nothing happened and ignore it, but you could see his attention was primarily on his chat and what they were saying. It even got to the point where people spammed an emote, which would trigger an on-stream event showing on the live video that emote, and it was a previous comment made by Lakari. But for multiple hours after the event, he tries to keep his composure, barely commenting on it and attempting to just
Son of a bitch.
from what happened.
Apologize for what? I didn't fucking do anything.
Let me get out of here. Come on.
This is gonna be a hard stream, bro. This is gonna be a hard stream.
I wonder why.
There we go.
happened?
I don't want to talk about him. I'm just gonna go top lane and fucking pretend nothing happened.
But more and more people kept coming
Come on.
as news about what happened was circulating around quite fast.
Ari, what's going on? Just got here from the 1000 comments thread that's only 20 minutes old. Could you briefly explain what happened and catch me up to date? Thanks.
Yeah, finally.
I guess I'm a Jax man, bro. This is what it is. Still nothing to do about it anymore.
What makes it worse is I think he tries to go along with it, playing things like Prisoner's Cave and clicking on links that people are putting in his stream to make fun of him. Even at one point clicking and watching an AI Jeffrey Epstein Diddy
Finally.
collab.
Is that you, Diddy?
He keeps streaming and switching from game to game in a panic.
Oh.
I assume in his head, he
800.
thinks if he just
800.
stream, he will look guilty.
Oh, is that the faster
I would
pickaxe?
hope this would make people think maybe he's innocent if he's just done this really bad thing and hasn't fled the country yet, but slowly it does get to him, especially around the
Aerodynamic corner.
I didn't write anything!
Eventually, even mods within his own chat were beginning to condemn him and
Shit.
would mod themselves wanting
Definitely
to
need more armor.
with him, and even a friend joins him on stream to ask him what was in that folder, and they start to press him for answers, resulting in the Kari just abruptly leaving the call.
Did you know that was in that fucking links in those links, okay? You know?
I don't know, man.
Listen, man,
Okay, so how did you get those things?
because I download a lot.
I understand how the Gunner threads works, you realize that like half of the fucking streaming would have right now been zero, right?
Yeah, my armor's up for now.
It doesn't matter. They're always gonna think that. Like, there's nothing I can say or do that'll
But
change
no,
that.
there's one thing that's lolly, and then the other thing is real getting. Those are two different things.
Are you good?
Yeah, so you like disprove that because if you think it's no, I mean I still believe you. That's why I'm calling you. I don't think you're necessarily. But you realize that the longer this drags on, the more they will view you as.
Yeah, this will give me.
Those links were J.
I mean, I trust you, but I'm really just about the perception of it because I was also a as a mother, so I really just wanna know.
We don't like the jar anymore, guys, because he cheated.
And then he continues to crash out.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything.
Son of a bitch.
Crying and sobbing, bitch. I didn't fucking do anything, dumbass.
And people just continue to point and laugh at him.
File. You hit r/short. Every Redditor in America is going to wake up to the undeniable truth that you're a fucking freak ass people as vile as you look.
Towards the end of the stream, he somewhat collects himself and gives a response to why that file was on his computer, with his main excuse being he downloaded so much hentai, he must have gotten a virus and that file was placed on his computer without his knowledge. He even does a virus scan which comes back with no results.
I mean, pretty much the TLDR is I downloaded the shit since
Oh shit, I meant to do it that way.
the name of the TXT didn't look bad, but then the shit inside the TXT is really bad. So then I deleted it.
Oh shit.
Apparently didn't fucking delete it, and now I'm fucked.
The story goes when he found this file, apparently
Oh, I was underwater too.
he deleted it straight away, but according to him, because Windows 11 has a feature that automatically keeps text files in the Notepad app even if you've deleted them, because of that
Damn it.
feature, that is why the text file was still there. But this isn't how Notepad works, and that was quickly debunked after everything happened. And when he's trying to prove his innocence and that it was Windows 11's fault, through that process he once again shows the uncensored file to his audience, just proving he had not deleted that file like he said he had.
Click couples and it won't open if it's deleted. Okay, well I 100% fucking deleted it, so it shouldn't open, right? What?
He then asks Grok if it's legal to have hentai and lolly content on his PC in Texas.
Damn it, I knew I
He
will.
doesn't seem to like the answer.
43K! And that's if they think it's like... Oh my fucking god.
At some point, he gets a message on stream from Asmongold telling him he shouldn't be doing this on his main PC, but Asmongold at the time thought everyone was freaking out over non-illegal material on his PC.
Asmon messaged me said, bro, you need a separate PC for that, bro.
Also, when Mizkif is watching his stream, because Mizkif is on his Demon Time arc and hates everyone in the Austin scene that disowned him because of his own controversy, and when Lakari notices Mizkif is watching, he says Mizkif gave him the file, which results in Mizkif saying he's going to sue him.
Mizkif linked it to me. He did.
Okay. That is absolutely defamation, and I will be suing you for that.
He does mention if there is an investigation, he will comply because he knows he's innocent.
I mean, I am open to getting investigated, like actually, because I know I'm innocent, so I'm open to get investigated. If that is enough to like disprove this shit, then please, by all means.
He does eventually end stream, and he is promptly banned from both Twitch and Kick. The Twitch ban was only for 30 days, which was heavily criticised, but Kick actually permanently banned him on Twitch, and after his stream he could be seen in his Discord somewhat paranoid that the police...
Shit, that thing is just throwing everything.
A lot of his closest friends and people he associated with woke up to this news and began to disown him.
And then, like, Lolly, fucking thousands of links. I didn't look too deep into it, but, I mean, it didn't take long for me to realize, can't be talking with this person no more. This is not good.
If it is what I think it is very fucking disgusting. That's not something that is like,
Come on.
that's not just cancel culture, you know what I mean? That's like a crime.
Even his previous girlfriend made a statement on the situation, saying they didn't know and their thoughts on it.
Imagine telling your ex that
What the fuck does she talk like that?
diddled as a kid by a family member, and then finding out on the World Wide Web that's the sick he jerks off to.
Even his most recent girlfriend, who was still with him at the time this released, would also make a statement saying she didn't know about any of this and that she's distancing herself from him.
I had no idea. The most that I know is what he told you guys, which is I have like 3 terabytes of on like a hard drive, and I am not going to associate with Lakari. I'm not
So rich.
anything with Lakari. After this problem, I have decided that this is for him. I can't help him. I don't want to help him. This is for him to deal with.
Lakari would release a statement saying he's never consumed illegal content, he understands sharing the link on stream was bad, and he finishes off by saying he's going to get professional help for his addiction. And a few days later he attaches another statement to his previous statement saying that 1, he's into 2D girls, not 3D, and apparently the files in the drive were looked into and there was no illegal material, and it was just the titles of them that looked really bad.
Son of a
There were in
bitch.
fact rumours from places like 4chan that the content within the drive was actually not illegal.
I also see a comment, I hate mentioning these people, a 4chan comment. 4chan? So they did go and apparently, they went and checked it out, and they also came to the same conclusion that there wasn't anything illegal on it.
But for many, the fact he still had such a collection, the way they were named, the multiple false excuses, and the overall way he reacted on stream when it happened, nobody was on Lakari's side, and a majority already condemned him. But even with that said, I cannot find any of the sources saying the material wasn't illegal, because
I need to get out again.
mind would want to confirm
So all this
something.
shit.
And of course there is potentially a legal risk if they do attempt to confirm this, and there is in fact some disgusting illegal shit in there. But for now, more than a month later, there has been no word from Lakari since all of this happened.
But I'm a chud. I'm an incel.
So Lakari as a streamer was someone that built an audience from the
Come
ground
on.
up and was someone that was well integrated within the streamer community, with many major streamers
Oh, so close.
interacting with him, and he has probably set the generational record for ruining both his life and online career in a matter of seconds, and I don't think he can ever show his face online after what happened, even if by some miracle what he said about the
Alright, let's go.
was true. There's been no word on an investigation or police intervention. Once again, he did claim if there was one, he would comply, but I guess only time can tell if something will happen. I find it extremely unlikely he will ever return to the internet, either because, you know, jail, or the fact he has
How much do I have? 700.
but once again, for the second time, only time can tell. I'm going to go wash my eyes with sulfuric acid now, and that's all I had to say. Bye-bye.
Okay. That sweet pickaxe sounds nice, but I also need the humongous and the
So if you
huge
don't know
tank.
what GTA roleplay is, or GTA RP as it's most
Oh,
commonly
who am I looking
called,
at?
it's basically a coping mechanism.
Okay, for at least, yeah. Oh, so much drama.
Boys, today is tomorrow when Senna is in the news. Now, Senna is in the news for today because I will be honest with you,
I need to go all the way down, I think.
absolutely exposed by none other than Miskiff. Now, we're gonna have to
So no more lamp. I mean, I got the full lamp, but
the way that he said the reason why he put Senna on, because basically Miskiff kind of made Senna's career, right? She did a lot of content with Miskiff on her rise. Let's just say you're gonna want to sit down for that one, all right? You're gonna don't stand up. You're gonna faint. But first off, we have to start off with the reason why I video.
yeah, that thing is gonna destroy it.
Yes, because that ties into today's video. Because yesterday I made a whole video on Bonnie Rabbit and how she likes to do illegal. I guess she did at one point a very illegal thing. Not even gonna try to make an innuendo. None of that. Come to the Discord. Yo, also don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, and help me out by, you know, joining Discord. Make one. It's free. I'm pretty sure my Patreon should be up, and I'm gonna upload the Bonnie Rabbit video that got taken down from here because I'm assuming that Patreon is gonna be like, bro, there's zero wrong with this video. YouTube just being a fucking bitch. So
Ooh,
down in
beautiful.
the description should also be a Patreon. The video will be free, obviously, for you boys to see that it got taken down. But in that video, Bonnie Rabbit was exposed for doing an illegal activity with a person she shouldn't be doing that activity with. Alright, she was doing a crime with a co-conspirator, but the co-conspirator, let's just say, was not going to get any time if they did get caught. Now,
Oh no.
Senna, being the roommate of Bonnie,
A minor?
has been staying silent on this situation, even though in many other situations that are very similar to hers, where she would see someone is friends with someone else that has done some heinous things or alleged to have done some heinous things, she would dogpile on those people whenever it's, you know, a W for her. But now that the shoe is on the other foot, it seems like Senna is now seeing that, oh wait, maybe dogpiling on people that haven't been 100% convicted, or, you know, we don't have the full story of, isn't a good thing. Because now she has to, you know, reap the consequences of her actions, because now people are making these same gestures towards her, like, bro, that's your man's, right? That's your man's, right? Nah, you was sticking
Oh no.
fire. Nah, tell us, what do we not know about this woman, Bonnie Rabbit, that for some reason she refuses to tell us, but she told you all about? Because during Blackboy Max's Song Wars that Senna was a part
What's
of,
that?
along with Bonnie Rabbit's boyfriend,
Is that going on YouTube?
being dissed by one of the viewers in the Song Wars,
No.
because the Song Wars was
Okay.
a diss track Song Wars, so basically everyone's making diss tracks, and basically the person that was going against RG,
Let me get down.
in the infamous clip of Bonnie admitting to doing the crime, she literally admitted doing the crime on a stream, where her co-conspirator would get 0 jail time, by the way. Again, chat, you just go into Twitter, it's everyone on Twitter. This clip is so infamous now for Bonnie Rabbit. But this clip literally got put into the Song Wars by a person that made a diss track against Arky.
Go on.
And essentially, Senna's whole entire mood shifted expeditiously. Let me show you this. So we have this clip of Senna basically saying, Senna addresses the backlash for staying silent when Brady Goo dissed Bonnie during diss wars against Arky. Now, obviously, I'm not gonna even try to show unless you guys listen to the song.
Oh shit.
Last time I let you guys listen to the song, I didn't even get my video took down for copyright. I guess the song was just so crispy clean to where the YouTube system says no one can even listen to this. So I just want to show you guys Senna's reaction to the beginning of the song, and then you guys will quickly see whenever her reaction changes. Alright, whenever she hears the infamous audio being played. So as you can see, Senna's saying she's liking the beat, it's really nice. And then the audio starts getting played. And
I literally have no way to get down there.
face change instant. It's not just her, like everyone's just like, oh, ooh. Because again, chat, this audio is that bad. The audio that Brady Goo put inside of this song is that bad, to where everyone's just like, hey, yo, Arky, that's your, not man, is that your woman? Bro, even you be sitting there like,
nice.
bro, but you can see Senna, she's like, So obviously after that clip came out, Senna then had to hop, well, she still was on stream. She then had to reply to the song Diss Wars to her roommate. Bonnie Rabbit is Senna's roommate, being, you know, outed again, because this happened last month, but being outed again for her crimes. All right. Now, Senna is gonna say that she is not in the place to tell what Bonnie Rabbit told her, and that she's already talked to Bonnie Rabbit. But I'm just saying, like, bro, Bonnie Rabbit has such a good explanation to where you're not even worried about her being exposed. Why doesn't she just say something? Or why don't you just say something? Right? Person, like, if you were tired of people,
My headlamp's gonna go out again.
someone needs to say something, because it's just gonna keep coming up, just like the whole Dr. Disrespect situation.
Damn it, I can't get it back out.
Right, the Dr. Disrespect situation never went away. People were wondering why the doc got banned until we got the answer. I'm just saying here, Bonnie Rabbit already told us our answer to why she might get banned in the future. And let's just say the FBI should be knocking at her door. But for some reason, Senna doesn't want to tell us that, nor does Bonnie Rabbit. But here's Senna's explanation.
Letting people talk about your roommate, brother. Like, I don't know.
Oh shit.
Well, I've already talked about this off stream with her. You don't think if I haven't talked about it off stream, I don't know what's going on? It's on her that she asked me not to. Like, beyond that, I don't know why you think I'm being a bad friend. If she asks me to say something, then I'll say something. If you don't, like, use your brain for a second, you know what I mean? Like that is a grown woman. She specifically asked me to handle a certain way. She wanted me to do it. But then at the same time, you know, I'll say this: I'm not gonna let my chat be filled with a bunch of people. I'm gonna just handle how I handle it. So like, yo, use your brain for a second. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But like, it is what it is. I don't know what to tell you.
So, yes, it seems like Bonnie Rabbit has a message, and the friendship is getting
Son of a bitch.
Alright, they stepping and marching in line. For some reason, no one can come out here and explain what actually happened. Again, that audio was bad. You really gonna have to explain that audio. I'm sorry, you really
I'm gonna have to make it down there.
But for some reason, she truly, and I mean truly, just can't explain what happened. I'm not even trying to say this is Senna's realm of talking, right? I'm not even trying to say this is like her realm where she needs to explain. Senna was not a part of the audio, right? Senna wasn't a part of the audio, but she was, or is currently, friends. We're gonna get into that in a minute. Mizkif also exposed their quote-unquote friendship and how it's actually not a friendship at all. How it only benefits one person. But we're, I'm spoiled. But I do agree with this person saying it's
okay, come on.
not to say anything true, but also we have to say Senna was some of the people that will easily
Son of a bitch.
someone whenever they're on the ground, because also people come in here saying, oh, interesting. But if it was somebody else she didn't F with, she'd be instigating like crazy. LeMayo, why? the sad part is that is true. She'd be making jokes, all right. She be having references, but as soon as it comes down to her friend, now you know it's personal, it's sensitive. I don't understand you guys. Why are you guys like this? Like she was making jokes about OTK, she was making jokes about mischief. Don't get me wrong, people that do deserve it, but also whenever the shoe's on the other foot, it really don't feel good. I know Senna and Bonnie are friends. I'm gonna put that in quotation marks again because we're gonna get to the biscuit part set. But also like
I could have guys know.
She's gonna be biased towards her friend, or at least a person she lives with. I'm like, boys, let's all be honest here. You're not really trying to be having a problem with the person that literally lives down the hallway. You're not trying to have problems with it. But continue on, because then XQC saw this clip, and XQC is, if you guys don't know, friends with Aiden Ross, and Aiden Ross is a very controversial person. And Aiden Ross tried to be friends with Senna, and she was like, nah, let's not go that far here, bro. I was just here for a stream collab. I don't know if we can say we're friends. Right? I don't know if we can call this friend. And basically, he calls out, you know, XQC calls out the hypocrisy of, yo, wait a minute. You said you didn't like the way that this man was moving, but whenever your friend is moving weird, now you all up in arms, you speaking with her, and y'all singing Kumbaya.
Son of a bitch. Oh, I was so close.
Calling out people for things that they were doing that were wrong, but also your friend now is being called out, and you're not pressuring her to respond to this situation, and you're trying to make it seem like, oh, let's just sweep it underneath the rug. Don't even say anything at all, even though it does reflect poorly on her. Because again,
every time I get repaired,
was talking about how Aiden Ross has friends that
oh, so much money.
And now she has a friend that people don't agree with, but now it's whatever, you know, singing Kumbaya. I mean, like, boys, I think you guys are blowing that.
No, I need to get all the way down there.
They're right or die. Because we have XTC calls out Senna for having double standards, where she criticizes Aiden Ross for his past, well, also his present. That man still has a present, not just past. But stays close friends with Bonnie after recent allegations. Bonnie Rabbit got to respond. Like, this is getting ridiculous. Like, Bonnie Rabbit got to respond to this. I already know Emeru alone is about sick and tired of everybody that's around her being outed for something. If it's not a crime, it is them just being a horrible human being. Just like everyone around Emeru has been outed for something. After a while, I swear to God, Emeru's probably just sitting there just like, Bonnie, you gonna have to say something out of the house, my guy. Like you gotta say something now. I'm about sick and tired of having everyone judging me over my friendships. I'm gonna say she has had some questionable friendships. Let's just say that.
On that,
okay, Senna, I have to call you on your. I have to call you out. You literally made a public statement about not wanting to be friends with Aiden or close to Aiden or whatever because I don't know
You're kidding me.
Says what he did in the past, whatever. So I gotta be hands off, whatever. You hear the most outrageous stuff about somebody who's close to you, and now they gotta deal with it. But
Shit, I should have fucking full heal. Damn it, I forgot about that.
Current status quo. Come on, bruh. Listen. When I've been saying this for years, if you cash in a W to look good sometimes, it means you also cash in the L when you look bad. It is what it is.
I mean, like, true.
You can't try to appear a certain way to get W's and then flip around and also get a W on the reverse. Like, there has to be some sort of standing on business. Because that's what it means, on business. It means that when you rise, you look cool, but you can fall.
I don't know why you think I'm doing it.
So yeah, basically XQC saying, hey man, not saying you were in the wrong for some of the situations that you were dogpiling on, but also, bro, you're now in that situation and you're trying to make it seem like the internet is misunderstanding you, misconstruing things, they're being too parasocial whenever you did that exact same thing. Literally with Aiden Ross, you were talking about Aiden Ross's friends and stuff that you don't like them at all, and now you have a friend that the internet's saying, hey man, that's a weird friend right there. Why aren't you talking about that? Now she's like, oh my god, you guys are looking into it. Bro, I already talked with her. Which, by the way, what does talk with her mean? Like, did she say, oh yeah, I did that? Yo, I'm just gonna ignore this? We're making a ton of money right now. Senna, come on. You think they're actually gonna believe some guy got, not even gonna say the rest, by me? Come on. Let's both be honest here. I'm a beautiful woman, right? Because at the end of the day, Bonnie Raitt is a beautiful woman. She's making tons of money. She's bringing a lot of viewership. Senna loves collaborating with her for the viewership, obviously, because we're gonna get into their.
Okay, there we go. There it is.
Obviously, the money's rolling in. Sometimes you gotta pick. Morals or money. Morals or money. And let's all be honest here. This woman picked money.
Gotta be careful.
She did with. Oh my God, Mizkif. Oh my God, so she could get put on. Kick streamer Mizkif calls out which
damn it.
Bonnie and Senna for fake friendship. According to Mizkif, Bonnie attempted to fight Senna at a party.
I honestly thought that was it.
That occurred in the past. Mizkif states that 6 months later, that when Bonnie, Senna, and Emerald moved in with each other, Mizkif then shows text with Emerald to prove the incident occurred. Just so you guys know, there's a part in this video, obviously he's gonna expose the whole, Bonnie and Senna fighting. But also there's a part in this whole entire video. I ain't even gonna lie. The way that Mizkif is, characterizing her and how she got put on by Mizkif, because obviously you guys know Mizkif was cool.
Come on.
He loved bringing female streamers on to his stream, and they would do something strange for that little piece of change. But also, some
Okay, there we go.
right? Some didn't. Some would, some wouldn't. Let's just say that. And one of the people that Mizkif is accusing or alleging that did do something.
Okay, so he's gonna open it for me.
That Twitch viewership was Senna. In the same thing, you got 24 hours to respond. I think highly of you, Senna. I think highly of you. I don't want to have you thought of you tainted in my head as a well-respected woman in our, ecosystem.
Let me tell you guys the whole story situation, okay? So, this is 4 years ago. Okay? This isn't really a
Son of a bitch, dude.
I don't have a problem with Senna. It's not about Senna. It's about Bonnie, and it showed me that.
Wait, he's about to talk about
this is when I really got a first glimpse of this. Okay, so 4 years ago, I was at a Simply party. Simply was basically having this big party where he was having this giant thing that you can go to. It was in Austin, Texas, and you were able to go there, and streamers and viewers were able to go, right? So hundreds of people showed up where Simply was performing, right? He was performing in downtown Austin, and obviously I'm gonna go. He is my close friend. So I go down there to Simply's party. Classic when things happen at Simply's party. And when I get there, I get a VIP spot, right? So I get to go up top. And I went up top, and I'm hanging out with Bonnie. So I brought Bonnie to this whole thing. Me and Bonnie went down there.
Come on.
And we're on the top while Simply's performing, and it's fun. And this is the first time that I ever met Senna. So I met Senna that night. And when I met Senna, she was all over me. And when I say all over me, I mean she wouldn't stop being all over me and talking to me. It was insane.
Got it.
It was ridiculous. And the entire time, me and Bonnie were looking at each other like,
oh, cool.
What is this girl doing? It was ridiculous. So we left the party, and Bonnie starts immediately talking to Senna about how she's a fake, how she's a clout demon, how she hates this girl, all this crap, right? She hates her so much, and she wouldn't stop hating her for 3 years. Okay? For 3 years, she hated her because of this one moment. And Bonnie was like, you are the fakest. This girl is so fake. This girl is gross. They hated each other. I think Senna started to realize it because Bonnie's very open when she hates people. And Bonnie never liked her, wouldn't talk about her, and thought that she was just gross and grimy and a leech. Alright? One night, this is about 1.5 years ago, Russell has a party in my backyard. A lot of people show up. And Senna and Bonnie both show up. Bonnie starts drinking. And when Bonnie drinks, she gets pretty violent.
You fucking get over that shit.
Was she jealous that Mizkif was giving some attention to Senna? By the way, at this point, I'm pretty sure from the Mizkif files, he was still dating Emerald, so I don't understand why Bonnie Rabbit would care. Because I'm pretty sure she would have already known she would also be cheating or helping him cheat on his then girlfriend Emery. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure the timeline is like he doesn't give us specific dates of what happened, but like 2 or 3 years ago, whenever Emery,
How do I get through that?
after 6 months, Mizkif and her started, dating. So 3 years ago was like a year into their dating. Or a year or 2 into their dating. So this man already had Bonnie Rabbit protecting him whenever he was with Emery. I'm assuming he kept the relationship hidden from Bonnie Rabbit as well, because he did say that he kept the relationship hidden from a lot of his friends. But still, it is weird the amount of women that are just this clout hungry, and instead of them being like, yo, I can just ask you on the stream, because truly they could. Back in 2022, 2023, Mizkif would have any woman on his stream. He would just pick a woman right up off of the streets and bring her onto his stream. But they were going above and beyond, fighting over the Wiener Schnitzel.
Okay? And she gets pretty violent, and she tried to fight Cinna that night. She tried to fight Cinna at my pool. Here's the proof. This is me messaging Emmy. Sorry, Cinna and Bonnie just got into a fight. Bonnie basically tried attacking Cinna. OMG, what the yeah, people came over and Bonnie ended people over for her. So I'm just like texting. I'll tell you when I'm free, right? So I'm literally telling Emmy that Cinna and Bonnie are into a fight. A fist fight. Bonnie tried to straight up...
That's a less upgrade. I should be heading towards the boss.
So much from 3 years ago.
So I need a teleporter.
Leech fake who came into Austin, Texas and grinded on me and was basically from the get-go a freak. That ended, right? I talked to Cinna like really wasn't doing anything, and Bonnie was just trying to fight her. I told Bonnie to go home, basically to kind of ruin the fight, right? 6 months later, I'm in Tokyo, and Bonnie still hates.
Why is this not teleported?
From all this, by the way, they're still not friends. Bonnie still talks about her, hates her. And I'm in Tokyo with Cinna or Bonnie, and Bonnie's talking me through all this stuff with Emmy. She's like, dude, this is really sad. What happened with you? Because Bonnie knows, and at the time her ex-boyfriend knew, that I didn't. Emmy. Bonnie would tell me the reason why Emmy was upset is because I got up the morning before I broke up with her.
I'm like, bro, that kind of is cheating, though. I mean, like, brother, that is cheating. We're not gonna sit here and act like it's not. Before you broke up with her, you gotta DJ, my guy. Also, don't worry, you guys. He's gonna go back. All right, he's gonna swerve back to the whole Cinna Bonnie part. He just has to get the Jedi mind trick of people thinking, or him thinking, that people care about the whole Emery part. It's like, I truly don't understand why Mizkif keeps bringing up Emery. We're talking about Bonnie and Cinna here. I don't know how Emery's how Emery's fitting in this equation, but somehow he squeezed the grain. All right, the square peg goes into the round hole for Mizkif. But he will get back to the whole, Bonnie and Cinna situation. Also, by the way, I don't know why you gotta make it seem like that's not a bad thing. Sir, that is a bad thing. We're gonna be talking about that and Sykkuno in a minute. All right, next video will be about Sykkuno. So look out for that, boys. But holy, bro, you could have just broke up with her and then got at least fire off text.
She's like, that's why she hates you. Because there were a lot of times where I was in Tokyo being like, damn, dude, I don't know if I should go back. I miss her. I would cry about her because I was like so attached to her, right? And Cinna told me, Bonnie told me this. She's like, yeah, that's why she hates you, blah, blah, blah. And I would hang out with her. Bonnie knew that Emmy lied about, or Bonnie knew then that, because she was like the instant between both of us, that I broke up with Emmy, and that Emmy wrote me a love letter. Which, by the way, her ex-boyfriend also knows that this is true. Bonnie knows that Emmy wrote me a love letter saying, I want to marry you. I gave it to her and walked away.
Hey,
she knows that.
30 times.
Keep in mind, this is the same girl that knows that, let Emmy go live and lie about everything. And lie about who broke up with who. She knows this. And she's still in that house. And then this same girl will text me and say, I didn't pick a side.
I'm like, truly, bro, I don't know what you want. She lives in the house. Like, I don't know what he wants out of Bonnie Rabbit at that point. But I don't think no one wants problems with their roommates. Bro, imagine being on a lease with someone for like a year or two and...
This is a fucking teleporter.
What? A year,
Finally.
not even a full year, like 6 months into the lease, you're already beefing with one of your roommates. Come on, my guy. Come on, my guy. Let's all be honest here. Like, obviously, she did choose a side. Obviously, she chose a side not because she probably wanted to, but because she had to. It's either
What does Dandy do?
I don't live with that's not going to provide me with anything, or literally my roommate giving me tens of thousands of new viewership every day that I get to collaborate with and make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year with.
Oh, are you kidding me?
I'm sorry.
More upgrades.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
She chose right. I understand that he wants some loyalty, but at the end of the day, brother, I'm gonna be honest here, I'll be more loyal to my roommate than like.
Those must be the last ones.
Let me move in. Because I am not trying to have beef with a bro. Imagine waking up all this. They haven't decided their refrigerator locked up. Hey, that's real demon time. The bread smushed. Your bread that you bought smushed. Hey man, it's those little.
Yeah, I need another super thing.
Build up.
Really, Bonnie? You really didn't pick a side? Then I'm in Tokyo. I'm chilling. So come on, this is way before anything was ever known, right? I'm in Tokyo, chilling, and
I can pull it up.
Cinna's there, and I try to hang out with
great.
her. She won't hang out with me. Wonder why, right? Obviously, I now get it. She was moving with Emmy. So I think Bonnie or Cinna and Emmy were apparently going to get a place, whatever.
What about air?
I don't remember exactly.
I don't need air though.
And like 2 months
Am I out of money? No.
I hear that Bonnie's moving with Cinna. Really? You hated this girl for 3 years for grinding all over my... You tried to fight her just a few months before in my pool, and now you're moving in? Is that not just the fakest I've ever heard in my life? You're moving in with this girl when you say you hated her guts, and you literally hated her to the point where you tried to fight the woman in my pool. Ain't that crazy, chat? Ain't that crazy? So yes, Cinna was grinding on my... It was very inappropriate. I was like, what the... I looked at Bonnie. I was like, what the...
Cinna, I'm gonna be honest with you, girl. You got 24 hours to respond to these slanderous defamation claims. Girl, 24 hours. Starting now.
Okay, here we go.
Cinna, you gotta respond. You can't allow this. I do not want to think, this low of a very beautiful woman that I thought had some level of self-respect like Cinna. There's no way you're grinding on Mizzkin. Out of any content creator. Hell, you know what? I wouldn't even allow him grinding. You know what? On the song. Alright, you know what? Handsome man, handsome young man. Handsome man, you know, I get it. Mizzkin? Yo, the clout could not be that worth it. I'm sorry, Cinna. The clout could not be that worth it. You could have just had a polite conversation with the man and he would have still put you on. There was zero reason to grind on the up. Cinna, like I said, 24 hours from this.
There we go.
You gotta respond. Yeah, there's no way you can allow this man to slander your good name like this. There's no way. There's no way.
I didn't really care, chat. You gotta realize, she wasn't grinding on me. She was grinding on all of you. Alright? My 40,000 viewers I had on Twitch. It wasn't anything I was like, oh my god, dude. I felt violated, like blah, blah, blah. First of all, I'm a man. Second of all, you're pretty good. But Bonnie really cared. And she's like, holy what the and who the like turn this music up. She's a this woman. And obviously I think the part of it was that Bonnie was like, mine, right? She just like didn't want another girl to come in the picture. But she hated her for 3 years. 3 years. When Cinna would come over, she would talk about her. When Cinna would do anything, she would talk to the point where they literally tried to fight in that pool.
There we go.
They fought. Here's the text messages of me literally messaging Emmy that they got into a fight over literally that one thing. Axiom was at the party. I was inside bleeding all over the keyboard. Okay, that doesn't help me in this life. Sorry, but yes, that happened.
What the happened?
6 or 7 months later, now they're moving in with each other, best friends.
Oh, diamond.
Not only they're doing that, now Cinna's like, oh, dude, I don't. Look,
I have no idea what that was.
If they want to say something publicly about what I just said, I'll bring out more. Because I always have no chat. That's the best part. I have everything. I'll keep going. That's my little bit tidbit I wanted to share about the Cinna X Bonnie stuff. I'll show more. And what's great about being on Kick Chat, I have nothing to lose. Let them say what they want, let them do what they want. Okay. I'll still gamble on stake tomorrow. I'll be there tonight. We'll do Fisher, Puff, whatever. They can't. They can't.
I ain't gonna lie, chat. I'm jealous of Mizzkin right now. Not for the grinding or anything. Not for any of that. I'm jealous that this motherfucker has had backup plans for backup plans. He could just go to steak. I can't do that. Who wants to watch a fish gamble? Come on. Who wants to watch a fish gamble? So, yes, that is the Bonnie, Rabbit, and Senna situation. Basically, let's get exposed that let's just say they are not really the best of friends. But Mischief does give a little bit
There's a generator.
for the whole fight and how it broke out and how, you know, Bonnie got to the point where she wanted to fight Senna. Because we have Mischief reveals an incident where Bonnie allegedly tried to fight Senna while yet Senna still let her move in with her out of guilt. What kind of guilt?
Son of a bitch.
Bro, she tried to fight you. What? You guilt trip like that?
Obviously, it wasn't just that story, right? That was the layer that started it, and there was probably times where it just, Bonnie kept going like, oh my god, she did this today, she did this today, and it just developed into this hatred for this girl where Bonnie got drunk one day. She does get violent and really weird when she's drunk, and she tried to fight Senna. That's literally what happened. Senna did not try to fight. The fight got broken up pretty much immediately, and Bonnie had to go home. The fight, the pool was closed for that day. Like, the swim was over.
So, yeah, let's just say this whole situation is getting messy. You know what? We're gonna need Bonnie to sit in and out, clear this up.
Let's go to the town.
She's gonna really have to clear this up in 24 hours. Because I think very highly of this woman in compared to a lot of other streamers. Let's just say that. But after this story, I think
I have to go back to the town. Oh, I just joined. Nice.
Sadly, this woman, Bonnie, is she's very much not gonna say anything. Like at this point, it has gotten to a point where like she has gotten to a point.
I think I need to go into the
where she's just gonna allow everyone to think what they think. And I'm gonna be honest, you don't want people to think what they think. You need to get that narrative straightened out fast. Senna, don't allow me to think what you think.
So close.
Specifically me. I'm hurt. Oh my god. The only thing that could get worse is says Rakai. Yes, that boy Rakai, he's doing that BS again.
Taking your weather thing.
Go ahead and click this video right now. Find out what it is. I wasn't that the light strike. I'll be when I see you tomorrow.
Oh, better heal first.
If you've been on the internet long enough, you've probably heard of Cameo.
Dank Schrader here with a message to Goofdunk.
It's a website that allows you to pay people for a short video message, including celebrities, TikTokers, really anyone with any amount of clout.
Every time that you eat a hot dog, you never seem to finish it.
Naturally, when someone who is famous falls off, Cameo is a good option for them to squeeze the last bits of money out of their brand. But today's subject, Paul Breach, never really fell on in the first place. He began his online career at age 40, dressing and dancing like a teenager on TikTok. After developing an ironic fan base around his content, he was exposed in countless videos, forums, and blogs that covered his predatory behavior.
He is so cringy that it is unbelievable.
And he constantly engages inappropriately with young girls in his audience, and it's something he's come under heavy scrutiny for a long time.
Green, green grass, blue, blue sky on the day that
You're 27 to 28 years old,
There you go.
to a 16-year-old girl.
Your opinion on my moral compass isn't going to make my moral compass any different.
Before long, his life was a living hell. He was confronted multiple times in real life over the allegations.
Son of a bitch, I didn't mean to do it that way.
Hackers created a website to stalk his every move across the United Kingdom. The police took him into custody for his own protection after he was swarmed in public. After meeting up with an OF girl for a photo shoot, he was attacked by a man in a ski mask.
You're cool, you're beautiful, you're amazing.
But weirdly, the infamy only made his business stronger. His Cameo currently has 1,500 reviews, about the same as Dean Norris from Breaking Bad. TikTok turned him into a bona fide celebrity in his home country, and while being known for being a creep isn't the best path to take, he seems fine with it.
Then you smile after that is in order, and then jump in a cold bath.
But how has he managed to survive for this long? What fuels his success? And most importantly, how do we put a stop to the entire country of England forever? The year was 2020 AD, also known as 27 AK, after Kirk. On first impressions, there isn't too much that stands out about Paul Breach. Born in England in
Oh shit, really?
The TikTok generation that weren't really from that generation. His first digital footprint under the name Snapshot Eye appears to actually be on Instagram, where, as his name suggests, he shared his passion for photography. But while he was working as a nurse, he decided to create a TikTok account with the same name, where he would post videos of him doing voice dubs, dances, and making jokes, if that's what you want to call this. It was all pretty standard TikTok content, albeit with some suggestive comments here and there.
What's your favourite dinosaur out of curiosity? Mine's Taurus.
Sometimes seeing older people on TikTok can be endearing. From the start though, Paul Breach made it clear he was definitely trying to be someone he wasn't. His videos came across more like something a teenage boy would be recording as opposed to a 40-year-old man like him. He even deliberately dressed like a teenager would dress, while covering his face in filters to conceal any signs of aging, and making jokes that seem to reflect a mindset
keep going lower.
for someone middle-aged.
How do you do, fellow kids? What?
Naturally, the first people following him were mostly ironic enjoyers, just laughing at this goofy guy as he pretended to be a broccoli-haired Rizzler. Despite these oddities, he probably would have gone entirely unnoticed, if not for the fact that he managed to get a duet with a popular musician named Declan McKenna, as well as a few other decently viral sing-alongs that really boosted his profile. One of them is him dancing to this song called Green Green Grass. Seeing this middle-aged man do his best impression of Jacob Sartorius was pretty eye-catching at the time. So much so that Paul recorded another video where he actually dances to the song in front of some real green grass, which also went decently viral. This increased visibility naturally led to a few curious Zoomers doing research
some stuff.
in the past, and what they found was pretty strange.
Alright.
Everybody giving out hugs. I think I want one. Good morning.
Paul would often use his TikTok comments section to flirt with people. Here we have someone leaving a drooling emoji on one of his videos, and Paul replies with, "Let me help with that. Laughing emoji, XX. In this context, X means kiss, by the way, for any geniuses out there. Here we have him replying to a few fans in a very loving way, and he would also often express that while he was single, he was ready for love. Now, all of this in and of itself can be considered very cringe, but not really anything more than that. Frankly, it's exactly what you would expect by looking at his videos.
Get me all embarrassed on the interweb.
So, for the time being, Paul was able to brush off anyone criticizing him as haters. When someone messaged him about it, he said, "Dude, it's a game. People pulling funny faces. It's called interacting with your fan base. Get over yourself." So he just went about his life, dancing, singing, and doing his best impression of a 16-year-old boy.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's a lot of baloney. The soda! Better come stop me! That must be the sugar. Oh god, that's good!
Another interesting trend during this time that I just have to note is that Paul would sometimes pretend to have a girlfriend when there was clearly no one there at all. This is
Right, I left
a
it.
lot. For whatever reason, he just needed people to know that he is, in fact, a slayer, a high-value male who has no issue getting someone who wants it. He continued to enjoy a fan base of ironic stan accounts where they called him their idol, said that they loved him, and made fan cams of Paul degrading himself for attention. His account even grew to nearly 1 million followers, so regardless of the kind of views he was getting, the numbers didn't lie. On the other hand, some suspected that his flirtatious nature may reflect a more twisted side of him. In June of 2021, a thread was created on a British gossip forum called Tattle.live.
Yes.
This man gives me the absolute boke, which means ick, with
gonna
his
be in
dancing,
there.
grabbing his t-shirt, his big hugs, and his little old me routine. Do you see what I'm saying here about British people? Who says boke?
Attention everyone in Leeds.
Enjoy your boat from under a pile of rubble and ash.
But this thread does show a lot of people speculating on why he replied to so many girls in his comment section.
Hello, baby. Hello. Why was I not in this live? Oh, bedroom voice.
And other people on the forum also shared knowledge beyond what the general public was even aware of. As it turns out, Paul Breach wasn't just a nurse, but also a father. He would sometimes speak about his 12-year-old son in much older TikTok videos. These personal disclosures implied that Breach wanted to build a more personal, intimate relationship with his audience, which on one one hand is not necessarily wrong. Technically, creators are allowed to share whatever they want with their audience as far as their personal life. But it also raises questions. Why was this middle-aged man with a normal job and a child to take care of acting so suspect on TikTok, doing cringy dances, deliberately dressing out where he was, and flirting in comment sections? Well, a few people stumbled onto his Facebook page and found information relating to the mother of his child. It turns out that if the information they were given was accurate, in 2008, when Paul was 27, he was in a relationship with a 17-year-old who would have been pregnant with his son at the time. Although this was a decade prior to his online fame, it was still not a desirable age gap to most. And around the same time this discovery was made, Paul was already getting up to no good again. He got into a major controversy for asking his underage followers for pictures of their feet. Naturally, this made him look like a pretty creepy guy, and once the conversation exploded on TikTok, he felt the pressure to respond.
So when I did that game and said, show me a picture of your feet, whether wearing slippers, socks, or we'll make you think, send it to me, or with a funny face, or do this with all of your hand. At not one point did anybody ask for pictures of kids' feet, children's feet, or feet.
Paul's argument was basically that he didn't specifically ask kids for photos of their feet, and if he did receive any, it wasn't in a sexual context. He just finds feet funny. Apart from the fact that this reeks of Dan Schneider, the reality is that feet on their own are not really funny. Like, what is the joke? Paul was gooning. Technically, this in and of itself is not illegal, but his explanation is definitely not something that anyone was buying at the time. One commenter said, the facial expression of guilt after he says nakey feet gives everything away.
Show me a picture of your feet, naked feet. Send it to me.
With the foot topic becoming so widespread, the debate over his relationship with the mother of his child would also come back into the fold, mainly because he refused to talk about it in depth despite the evidence of the timeline of their relationship. He just deflected any sort of confrontation, insisting that he doesn't want to talk about his family. On the surface, this seems like a respectable choice, but anyone who was following his career early on knew that he regularly spoke about his son anyway. So in reality, this was just an excuse for him to not address the debate rather than a principled stance on his privacy. He willingly chose to ignore the fact that there would be much less of an investigation if he just explained what actually happened, whether it made him look good or not. So he made his entire account private.
I've gone private. You won't see me do live chats for a while because the hate has just got too weird. Your choice whether to believe the hate or whatever that's being spread about me. Basically, it's not true, but again, I can't make your mind up on that. It's up to you to decide that, to be honest.
In the same video, he also claimed that he himself was taking measures to counter the hate. Firstly, he says that he called the police, and they should be coming to his house soon, although he doesn't explain why. I assume he's keeping it vague so he can
I gotta get out of here.
the hatred online is somehow criminal. Therefore, he contacted law enforcement so they will deal with it. I'm sure that dealing with Paul Breach's TikTok comments is right at the top of their list.
Oi, mate, have you made an hateful comment about Paul Breach online? Right then, you are hereby sentenced to 5 years of the hurdy-gurdy crumpet.
In the video, he also says that he's talking to his TikTok manager about the situation. I'm not sure what that is supposed to mean, but I think this is just a manipulation to scare people into not talking about him anymore. It did not work.
I'm also talking to my own TikTok manager about the stuff that's going on here. So hopefully that will get sorted out as well. Fingers crossed. You never know.
Although he began his time on TikTok with the goal of attention, now that it was negative, he was retreating back slightly into the hole from whence he came. He was initially under the impression that his Stan accounts were sincere instead of ironic, but it seems like he caught on at
Oh wow, that was lucky.
He also appealed to a sense of loyalty among his followers, stating that any rumors being spread were unsubstantiated, and they were simply being made by
I just need to go out of here.
Because technically, I've done nothing wrong.
I know there's a teleporter somewhere here.
or not. But ultimately, he didn't care anyway. He knew who he was, and so did the people around him.
So if you do come across any stuff written, said about me, it's your choice whether you believe it. I know, and the people close to me know, none of it is true at all.
But at this point, even his inner circle was turning on him. Paul reveals that he had a tight-knit chat with him and his moderators, but even they walked out on him after learning the new information. Or lies, as he puts it.
And these mods told me that I should only basically speak to them and didn't need anybody else, so I confided lots of different stuff in them. I didn't do exactly what they wanted all the time, and it turns out they then write stuff about me as well, and they've twisted a few things as well, which is nice to see. Grown adults, by the way.
You gotta love how this guy
We're almost done.
people for behaving immaturely as grown adults, while he himself had been hitting the yoinky sploinky while cosplaying as a high schooler for over a year by this point. There was a deep insecurity in Paul's words, reflecting
so
in the
funny.
fact that he couldn't even seem to take people jokingly praising him. As a creator, you have to be ready to see the humor in your own content, especially if it's this level of cringe. If Breach was gonna be famous, people would make memes no matter how well liked he was. But
Yoinky sploinky.
fame was ultimately a very secondary goal to his true intentions. After all, browsing the web unprotected with people like him on the loose can be dangerous. That's why today's video is sponsored by Surfshark VPN. Surfshark creates a secure, encrypted connection between your device and the internet.
So
Masking
rich.
your IP address from social media companies.
What the hell is
to
it?
track your every move. If you're out in public, at a coffee shop, or anywhere else, scammers can trick you into connecting to their network, watching your online
There's a teleporter.
activity, and stealing personal info. Surfshark stops that from happening. When I'm making my videos, sometimes I have to visit sketchy websites that want to steal my location during the research process. But by using Surfshark every day, I know.
There you go, finally.
Plus, by using their VPN, you can set your location to somewhere else.
Oh, yeah, the junky sploinky.
Region-locked content on Netflix and other streaming services. They even have an email scam checker, a Chrome browser extension that protects against phishing attacks on demand. Surfshark can be used on unlimited devices. They have 4,500 servers you can connect to in over 100 countries. And if you ever have any issues, they offer 24/7 customer support. By using Surfshark Clean Web, you can browse the web safely while
I gotta get this. I gotta hit the joinky sploinky on this one.
all with enhanced browsing speed. With their bundle, Surfshark One, you get their premium VPN, their ad-free private search tool, Alert, which is their data breach warning system, and antivirus, all in one complete package.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Plus,
Yeah, that's pretty good. Oh my god, that was the
a 7-day free trial,
the iDubbbz.
4 extra months. So go to my link in the description at surfshark.com/TomFree and use code TomFree at checkout for a 7-day free trial. Plus,
That's the new one, the Garganta pouch.
they also have a 30-day money-back guarantee. I hope
A
you
garnet
enjoy
pickaxe, that would be great.
Surfshark, and thanks to them for sponsoring this week's video.
Does it go in multiple colors? Cause what? Fill star, ground damage, no substitute, sucker punch. Probably this was Gallop, get speed upgraded. Plasma Lantern might be the last one though. That might be the last lantern.
Events in this scenario, his interactions with fans showed that he was looking for something else. And it wasn't helped by the fact that he did seem to possess a skewed interest towards his younger audience members, considering the whole foot scenario. Given he was so forward, it wasn't long before someone actually reciprocated his advances. Another TikToker by the name of Sophie.
Always
Doesn't it to go?
Why? Because people don't know.
Sophie could be seen interacting with Paul all throughout 2021. She was in her late 20s, which seems a bit old for him, but she did possess some redeeming qualities. Much like Paul, she was a parent, and the couple seemed to have some serious chemistry. After repeated interactions on TikTok Live, and even a couple of meetups, they decided that they were ready to take things seriously, and they entered an extremely public relationship. I have no idea what possesses people to make every second of their life a matter of public knowledge like this, flirting on TikTok streams and explaining their whole origin story to the world, but I guess that's just what it's like living in current year. And hey, maybe this twist could yield something positive. It could be a way for Paul to prove that he can hold down a mature adult relationship, and that he's not just online looking for young girls to chase. As it turns out, the exact opposite happened. First of all, Paul decided to share his relationship with the world in the most attention-seeking way possible.
But just before this live chat, my girlfriend video called me and we spoke all the way around Tesco. So we spoke for about 2 hours.
Private time. Private time.
But I'm glad you know my girlfriend very, very intimately, Sarah. Or do you only know her from TikTok?
Posting TikTok after TikTok, leaving comments like the relationship was some sort of prize or validation, rather than just dating a girl. When someone commented, "What's the youngest you'd go, lad?" he simply responded with, "I'm dating Sophie, so it would be Sophie." As if to say, I'm currently dating someone in her late 20s, therefore nothing weird could possibly be going on with me. But okay,
Nice.
so what? Some guy involves his girlfriend in his content, that's not a big deal. You know what? True. I don't think this matters that much if Paul was a committed father outside of the relationship. But almost as soon as our hero was singing from the rooftops that he was dating someone, things began to fall apart.
I do like being here, but I have to go home this weekend. We'll see how I feel.
Although it seemed initially that Paul was staying at Sophie's for Christmas, when December 25th came around, it was clear that he was actually staying in a hotel. As sad as that change of plan was, Paul still tried to keep up the facade. He recorded this video of himself dancing in his hotel room where he clearly looks up past the camera as if someone is there to acknowledge that. But if we look in the reflection of the window behind him, he's just alone in this room. No one is there. Someone even commented asking who he's smiling at, and he says, "The person right in front of me."
When my grandma asked where my girlfriend is, so I have to Loker genuinely explain astral projection in my 2022 ashwagandha.
Astral projection.
But hey, maybe Paul and Sophie
Oh god, I love Turkey Thomas.
or there had been a change of plans. This guy is a slayer. You cannot tell me things didn't work out for a high-value male like him.
Stand by me.
And enjoy the fruits of my labor.
But from this point onwards, Paul started acting suspicious. Before, he was showing off Sophie all the time, and now his posts were all sad. I need to stop making simple mistakes. I keep hurting people close to me, and that just has to stop. I need to start making a difference and being the difference. Someone in his comment section asks him, "What's ruining your life?" And he says, "Being pathetic at dealing with conflict. I have never been able to deal with conflicts or disagreements. I run away." He even asked his audience for wisdom. What are you looking for advice on? How to stop adopting the fetus position and disappearing into my own head after a disagreement. Maybe this guy isn't 40. He may actually just be a very old-looking 16-year-old with the way he posts. Although the relationship had distracted the masses from Paul's previous issues, they didn't go away entirely. By the end of 2021, he had set his Instagram account to private, but one curious user would troll him into accepting a series of follow requests. What they found was that Paul had been leaving likes on the account of a girl who was underage at the time. While I won't show the posts themselves, the girl is clearly in a bikini in multiple of the posts he had liked. Another one of them is her fully clothed, but her ankles are out, which Paul made sure to like as well. While others are more innocuous, like what appears to be a photo of her at prom. Once again, in and of itself, this is not necessarily malicious, but it does speak to a pattern for Paul, especially since we
Look at
know
that
he uses the
sweet
following for potential dates. All of this was captured in a screen recording, which, while not
We'll make it easy.
proof, as I suppose someone could fake it, it's harder to fake than a screenshot. People then dug up more instances of the same thing. This person says, "He used to like my TikToks when I was 17. Here he is following a girl who says she's 17 in her Instagram bio, but in fairness to Paul, this wasn't exclusive to people who are underage, as he would also follow the accounts of girls who are above the age of 18.
Oh, fuck
This
you,
stuff is
man.
not inherently predatory, but it doesn't look very good, especially if Paul wanted to dispel the previous claims made against him. All of this evidence was then passed on to Paul's current girlfriend, Sophie, who would confront him over it, with Paul stating privately and publicly that he was only liking the first girl's pictures because she was fighting cancer, and he followed another girl because she had suffered from a debilitating illness.
If you're on my follow list on Instagram, I will keep liking your pictures. I will also say the ladies' pictures that I've liked, like I said this morning, she suffered with cancer when she was growing up. So I will like her prom pictures because she survived to be a prom. The other lady's picture, guess what? She suffers a long-term health issue where she has to go to hospital. And I've done lives with her. So I like her photos too.
I was with the
To be
reporter.
honest, I think he would have been better off just saying nothing in this scenario rather than acting like he is helping the world somehow by liking a girl's photos on Instagram. Pretending to be some kind of savior is overshooting a little bit. He also made a longer post to his TikTok, giving some commentary on the state of his social media presence. You call me creepy and vile, yet you crawl through my social media and edit things to twist into your sick minds, then post them on other sites. You've stolen pictures of my child, my girlfriend, my friends, and posted them as profile pictures or made them into whatever edits you like. You people are literally obsessed with me, and it's unbelievably strange. I like photos and videos of people who follow me, and I follow back. It's that simple. I noticed how you don't post the buildings I like or the couple pictures or the Christmas photos. You just take whatever photos you think cause controversial moments in my life. I know there are a whole collective group of you now who are fully invested in hating me. You really have serious issues. Paul was clearly grappling with the fact that his time online had taken a turn for the worse.
It is a
Maybe if he had
teleporter.
taken the time to retrace his steps, then he would be in a better position. Instead, he's doing probably the worst thing you can possibly do, inviting even more scrutiny by acknowledging them.
I do go through your profile.
Nice.
I do go through your content. So if I do follow you and
Hey, that should finish things here.
nice, respectful to people, it always ends.
And at the same time as this was happening, Sophie began speaking publicly about Paul. In January of 2022, she fired up
Fully
a
upgraded this guy.
Unfortunately, I couldn't retrieve a large majority of the footage, but according to forum posts and comments from the time, she revealed that she and
It's 1,000 for the guy to get to
given
play.
how much of a big deal Paul had made out of the relationship, loads of
I gotta
people
buy that
flooded
because
into the chat to react to it and roast Paul. She initially
my
censored
light
his
being
name
low.
altogether to avoid the discussion, but as anyone who has used the internet for more than 5 minutes is probably aware, the more you try to censor something, the more people
This is so bizarre.
chat bypass the filter by respelling his name to P-O-O-L, with more and more trolls flooding it as it ballooned from a mere 100 viewers to nearly 1,000. Sophie making the breakup public and the humiliation of it all was clearly too much for Paul to bear. As he stated, "Tonight was the last straw. I'm obviously a fool, so now we move on with life." To the shock of many, he then deactivated his
I
entire
love that.
account.
I have no knowledge of this. So,
But even at the time, he announced that he still had 30 days to change his mind before the account was gone for good. But then, Paul decided to go live on his Instagram to share his side of the breakup, being upset over the fact that Sophie had decided to publicize anything. Meanwhile, he was accused of playing the victim for his previous sad situation.
This is not helping. If you've got problems going on in your life, or you know, if you're low or whatever, TikTok and Instagram, social media and stuff, this is not the place to be overnight stuff.
Excuse her
Oh,
British,
bitch.
but she is generally right. It's not a good idea to air out your issues on social media. Your followers are not your close friends. They do not know you. They shouldn't be trusted with your feelings and your sensitive information. Paul, meanwhile, made a new post to his Instagram. Why can't people just be normal?
okay, that should be the last one.
I was told that some of you who follow me on here screen recorded me last night talking on Insta Live. How is that not the strangest thing to do? I just want people in my life who I can be there for and who also just want to be normal friends. Am I asking too much? In a sense, he isn't asking too much, but he is seeking it out in the wrong place. If you don't want your Instagram live streams to be recorded and posted elsewhere, then you shouldn't be live on Instagram. If Paul's only followers were his close friends and family, then maybe he could expect something different, because then they would
Son of a bitch, dude.
people he trusted.
Give me
But
that
that's
shit.
clearly not the case, given that he had over 1,300 followers. Am I supposed to believe that every single one of these people are Paul's close friends? Or is it possible that most of them are just people from his TikTok who don't know him personally? If you want to have friends, then make friends offline and talk to them in private messages or call them. A live stream is not FaceTime. I know Paul is middle-aged, but even my dad knows this, and he was born in 1922.
I'll just be no one now. Just can't. I don't mean that. I do mean that, but I don't mean that. I don't know what I mean. I just can't trust anybody, man. And if any of you in here who want tattle, enjoy screenshotting this, posting it on there.
Even here, we can see that he has 87 live viewers. Is it possible for anyone to be close with 87 people? Do you trust 87 people
Oh, yes.
before to have your best interests in mind?
I'm gonna
Paul will
die.
fire up several more live streams over the next few days with the
Waldo,
same general
Rusty.
tone. He said that he hadn't been going to work.
I don't know, it might all stem from not going to work and stuff like that. Maybe I need to go to work to kickstart.
I'm nearly done there, boy.
He complained about the ironic Stan accounts making edits again.
Google something and edit something. Somebody does something.
And he just generally commiserated with his followers from behind the private account firewall.
I'm too naive and too soft for this world.
The way he talks to them is as if he
Oh,
genuinely
no.
thinks he could
He wants my
know
heart.
all of them or befriend them. And it's hard for me to tell this is just because he's putting on a fake niceness front to hide his true intentions, or if he's just dumb.
And I've got you on here, Jessica, and you are always one of my favourites.
Wait, is that why it disappeared at the end? He takes my heart.
I'm so happy with
Mm,
Have you got things planned?
yeah.
Oh, that makes me smile. Well done, man.
At points, this even veered into more concerning territory, with people leaving comments like, "You've got so much to live for," as
Oh,
Paul
shit.
implied something very dark could happen. At one point, someone was so concerned that they even called a welfare check on him to make sure he was okay. It's understandable to be sad about the end of your relationship, but this kind of behavior wasn't doing anyone any favors. He should call his dad or something, not talk to his followers on Instagram. With even more scrutiny than usual, Paul was called out for some other pretty suspect behaviors. The first claim was that he had set up an Instagram Instagram account for another one of his ex-girlfriends named Frankie. Paul was the only person to interact with this account, which had a total of 1 photo. When someone messaged the person behind it asking, "Is this the real Frankie?" the account responded with this: "Yes." And I think the disrespect that Paul is getting is disgusting. He has not done anything wrong to me, and I'm pretty sure he has not done anything wrong to Sophie. He's a good man, and everyone who's trying to push him over the edge deserves to see the evil in themselves. It's horrible. Soon after this message was sent, the account disappeared entirely, which played into the theory that Paul had basically created a sock account to defend his honor under the guise of being a woman who dated him in the past. With that being said, Frankie herself would then make a post on TikTok saying that it actually was her, and she even defended Paul a bit.
I met Paul in 2021. He was really lovely to me, and he was fun and bouncy, and that's what I like the person. He's a really nice, supportive person.
At the same time, Sophie also found out that the gifts that Paul had bought her were originally intended for Frankie, throwing more suspicion on Paul's intentions.
I knew the report. I knew for a fact they were for Frankie, but clearly she must have left him before he got a chance to even give her the present.
Meanwhile, the entire argument itself had mainly descended into a toxic cycle of pointing fingers and Paul playing the victim when he was called out. This entire part of the story is honestly really petty and inconsequential, so much so that I want to clarify here that Paul was not accused of being abusive or anything to Sophie as far as I can tell. More so, it's that because of his past behavior, people were intent on following the saga to see where it would go next. Another narrative shift would occur later in the month when Sophie would go live to explain in more detail why she left. Basically framing him as a leech who tried to move in with her out of the
He started coming down to see me. I think his dad dropped him off. But when he came down, he bought everything but the kitchen sink. Didn't plan on moving anyone in anytime soon.
When you take this into account, Paul's juvenile behavior starts to make more sense. Not just from the videos of him dancing and his sad boy posts on Instagram, but also in the sense of his life in total. He didn't drive to her house, instead being dropped off by his dad. When he got there, he threw out some of his belongings, left a mess, and he brought so much of his own stuff that she thought he was trying to move in with her. Even though they were in a relationship, Sophie claims that they didn't even sleep together, with her taking the couch while Paul used her bed. This whole situation is where the video of Paul pretending there was someone in his room around Christmas also begins to make more sense. Paul was too much for her to handle, so he was forced to spend the holiday alone in a hotel. She then breaks up with him, and according to her, he didn't take it very well, sending her a series of angry voice messages. Paul obviously heard her story, so his next move was to do a stream from a dark room giving his thoughts.
Every tiny, minute thing to drama. Why? I don't understand.
In this stream, he doesn't really argue with anything she says, instead taking issue with the fact that any of it had become public drama in the first place. I would argue that none of it would have if he had just shut his mouth in the first place and not been sympathy baiting his audience into talking about it and expressing their condolences. But at this point, it was far too late to turn back. Paul returned to TikTok first saying that he did actually sleep with Sophie, but then he quickly deleted the post. He then made more response videos attempting to cope with the situation as it went down.
I know I'm being slugged off on a live chat. Still not going to talk about stuff that doesn't concern anybody else. But if I'm really that now, I drop my stuff off. Why? Give me a Christmas present.
Generationally embarrassed by projecting this intimate relationship online before it immediately crumbled, Paul would change his handle from Snapshot Eye to Beauty Beyond the Eye. I don't know what this is a reference to, as Paul is such a naturally attractive person on his own, but I guess he wants people to know that his beauty extends to his soul as well. Weirdly, Sophie then returned to Paul's life, teaming up with him one more time later in 2022 for a few collaborative videos, which kind of undermines her previous stance on him entirely. After seeing all of this, my biggest takeaway is that it's just weird to see these two grown adults willingly air out their relationship drama for the public to see. And by the end, I'm left questioning if this whole thing had some degree of calculation in the first place. It wouldn't be the first time someone basically faked a relationship in the cloud, but when I think about it more, that seems a little bit over Paul's chromosome count, if you ask me.
You told me that you wasn't a freak, now I don't believe you.
Although some people were shocked to see them collab again,
Okay.
many more were distracted by her feet during a trip she and Paul took to London, in a development now known as Toegate. They also called Sophie Tofi. I don't know, man. These TikTok people are their own breed. Regardless,
Fuck,
our hero
dude.
had officially made it out of the relationship in one piece, and he was ready to seek out fresh prospects on his love quest. Paul continued appearing on stream with girls who were significantly younger than him. Although I do want to say that in this case they were fully legal, and as a result, I personally don't care. It's more just funny to see this guy pretend to be hip with the kids when he's not.
You are such a giving lady. What a woman.
This girl,
Yes, 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 yes.
she's 24 years old and someone who Paul found himself on stream with a lot. Much like Frankie and Sophie, she also had a
Okay.
son. It's unclear what specific intrigue Paul had with her at this stage, but it didn't stop him from asking about her and her friend's sex life.
And nothing happened the other night, did it, Friday?
Yeah, Thursday.
You are near enough a reborn virgin now, do you know that?
In spite of his obvious interest in her, nothing ever really came of it. So Paul would continue to perform mating dances on TikTok.
Who fucking care about that?
Fair maiden. A few months later, he thought he had done just that, traveling to London to meet a woman he thought was 19 years old. If there was any ambiguity over his intent, he even showed that he had taken a condom with him. Imagine his shock when he arrived and he was told that he had actually been catfished, and this supposed 19-year-old was actually 32. In other words, a skeleton, a vase of ashes, an eldritch being, one of the old gods. Paul claims that while he was talking to this woman for a total of 5 months, she even pretended to have a sister who was having mental health issues to sympathy bait him. He also states that he never really did anything sexual in their messages. He simply asked for a photo of her smiling and nothing more than that.
Then I will ask you to send a smile occasionally. Like I do lots of people on there. Because yeah, I'm that type of guy who likes to smile. I send you messages like this and smile. Because it makes me smile. I find it just incredible that you pretend to be not.
He also goes on to say that if this woman had stayed the night at his house, he himself is a relationship guy, so he wouldn't have banged her anyway.
Ooh, stay the night. I said, your choice. But I'm the guy who doesn't do one night stand because I'm a relationship guy.
It seems like the catfishing was really weighing on him, as he made this post being sad about it. When I say I want to meet with you, it's so we can go to places like this, laugh, chat, and smile at the world around us. I'm missing when life was simple, and not every moment was minutely judged. He seemingly hadn't caught on to the fact that his online following was now peppered with trolls who wanted to embarrass him, rather than genuine fans who loved his content. In fairness, for those who were real fans, there was a lot to love. But people weren't willing to appreciate it at this point in time, and he couldn't come to terms with that. This trend continued as he asked another girl
Got him.
that was 19
Finished it.
photos of her in a towel.
That's it. Another game on my pocket. Okay, that wasn't such a bad
Once again, Paul was not breaking the law here in any way.
bad boss fight. We got him. We got him.
Of any kind over this
We got him,
specific
boys.
instance.
Mission
But it was
complete.
clear that trolls were basically trying to extract any cringy message they could out of him, and he fell for the bait every single time. A few months later, it happened again. as he would
What the
attempt to
fuck?
geocache
Doesn't even look like me.
He was 19 years of age, as far as I can tell. With that being said, the age has been debated, as in one video where he was confronted in real life over it, his harasser refers to someone being as young as 16 years old.
Oi, why do you talk 16-year-old
It's gone.
Why do you talk 16-year-old girls?
That's funny.
Why are you doing this? Should we go talk to the police? Should we go to the police? No, let's we do this on a chat with the police. Why are you trying to... Oh, just go away.
But I haven't been able to find any confirmation of that. Meanwhile, his sad posts on social media continued. I'm missing affection at the moment more than I can ever explain. And I know that's not healthy, but it's literally my life force. It gives me energy and recharges my bounce. Your bounce.
Okay, just leave some music going.
Paul. Everyone watching this video, do not recharge Paul's bounce. People also found his old horny post from his Twitter, Cheeky Breach. Like, why do ladies think just wearing those tight see-through leggings is okay?
I guess I could have maxed everything out.
Panties. I'm gonna censor it, but the profile photo here is him and his son, which just makes it that much funnier. Like, bro, why are you posting this with your kid in your profile photo?
Where's your wife? Go home to your family.
Paul was obviously in major horn dog mode at this point in time, but he kept hiding his intentions. For example, in the case of this girl,
Which Stan will dig it.
he said he just wanted to go geocaching with her.
Stan will dig it. Oh yeah, boy. Another game under our belt. Yeah, we're moving through this one. I got Rise on Rome. There's that other game that I don't remember the name of, Prototype. It was supposed to be the Power Rangers, but it just wouldn't work, so that's it. I guess you can restart this, but nah. Let's see. Find some one of my other games. Played Nine Monkeys of Shaolin. Finished that one too. We could do a Switch game. Let's see what I have on my Switch. Oh. The Skill Kill if tabs. Hold up. What? Hollow Knight. Oh, that'd be one, but it takes me forever. Another cross fresher. Bramble. We could do Bramble. Let's see. Okay, Bramble might not be a bad one, but I think a small break. Go to use the bathroom.
nightmare woke him up. Frightened by his mother's bedtime story, he searched for his sister's comfort. But she was nowhere to be found.
That's it, I've been muted. They took my sister. Where's my sister? They took it. They took our jobs. They took our jobs. They took my sister. Sister gone. No sister. No sister. Sister gone. Sister completely gone. Sister gone. Alright. What do we got here? Bye. Okay, that looks like my sister. Can I take the matches? For the bedtime stories. Hey, my little toys. One of them got knocked over. Also, that kid has a very adorable face. It's like a really cute face.
There once was a girl who snuck out of her bedroom window at night.
Oh, what'd you do that for, sister?
Her mother had told her not to. She went into the forest, and at first it welcomed her with warmth and a promise of adventures. But soon,
Oh no.
the forest seemed to grow colder and darker.
Is that my sister?
The girl was
Did she go
afraid,
there?
and she wanted to go home. But bramble crawled around her arms and legs, and she could not get away.
She got eaten.
The girl was never seen again. That's
Morals.
what happens when you do not listen to your
Yes,
mother.
Mango.
Especially you, Lilymoor. Their mother had said before kissing them goodnight.
Yeah, a little more. Did you just get brambled away? Why didn't you listen to your mom? To your mom. She snuck out and now she's getting brambled. Okay, do I need to read the book again? I know, maybe I need to get out. Once I get out, she snuck out.
Outside scared him.
But my sister's missing. I need to find her.
But not being with his sister scared him even more.
Okay, so if I decide to go back to bed, my sister just straight up dies, huh? She's lucky. She's lucky that I decided to snuck out too. I think I become a monster too. But when does a man become a monster? When does a candle become a blaze? When does a pitch comet become a meteor? Does a candle become a blaze? When does a man become a monster?
Story.
But when does a ripple become a tidal wave? When does a reason become...
Lilymoor, and Ulle wished he could ask the pine cones if they had seen her.
My name's Ole. So like, was that a giant spider or a giant rat?
Pine cones knew about her fate. They kept it to themselves.
Ooh, what's this? It's a pinecone thingy. This is a fairy circle. But when? Oof. Oh shit. Yeah, I would not be brave enough. Sorry, sis. You're getting eaten by the bramble. I'm not going out in the woods in the middle of the night for you. Nah, I totally would have to. But I wouldn't be happy about it, okay? Nothing here. Oh, I'm gonna fall and slide. I guarantee it. Yep. There has to be something here. More of those. And eaten apples. Where do we live? It's beautiful. Also really scary. And also, why are you sneaking out? What do you have? Okay, what's you possibly? Why did you see the forest? Or could not wait till the middle of the more. They couldn't wait till the day. Swear. There we go. Is it steep to go past? I need to look at that moon, man. The amount of light is beautiful. Must be huge. Must be a huge moon. Super moon. Oh, okay. That was scary. More of those things. Are those like protectors, defenders? What are you guys? Oh shit. I couldn't go past. Oh man, oh my arm. Ouch. 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 Damn, I got completely. I broke my arm because of you, sis. Hope you know that.
A light in the dark. A symbol of hope.
Ooh. Grab it. Grab it. We need it.
A spark of courage.
I'm guessing I can light up. That up. I need to collect those. Oh, there's the moon. Look how beautiful that is. Yeah, I can probably turn this one up. I didn't turn it off because... There we go. Because everything was like super loud. It's a lot of Yee-hoo-hoo. Is that my sister? She's doing some crazy singing. Some Mongolian throat singing.
What do you have there? Lilimur asked. It glimmers beautifully.
Okay, what does she sound like? What is she? Yeah, she does. Why is she howling at the moon, bro?
What a strange rock. Light as a feather. She investigated closely.
It's a star.
Let us play, little brother, Lilimur babbled. See if you can knock down this pine cone.
Is he gonna come back to me? Got it. Ah. Oh no, too much of a throw. Bram, no, it's a rock, girl. Jeez. She's gonna get brambled out. There she is. We just got brambled.
Together, they tumbled down deeper and deeper.
Together? Where is she? Oh my god, I ain't gonna be sore. I ain't gonna be sore, but it's already morning? Jesus, how long did we fell?
I will protect you, Lilimur said.
So she says, and then she gets taken by the monster.
Scared like him. Ulle wished he could be a little more like his sister. Lilimur loved adventures, and Ulle loved Lilimur.
So by extension, I gotta suffer. You slowed it hell down. This is why you gave Bramble. Oh man, it is getting to me. I gotta go to bed soon. Oh my god, did we just get tiny? It's a giant apple. Wait, why would you take a bite of a giant apple Tiny gnome. Oh, dude, yeah, we just got tiny rice. Okay. Oh shit. Don't go in there. Did you not see this thing collapse? My god, you are dumb. Oh. This owl. I don't know how to rotate it. Oh, there we go. This might be an issue. You weird little thing. Oh god, I hate gnomes. Oh god, no. Everything but gnomes, I hate them. They give me nightmares. I generally do not like gnomes. Those things creep me out. Just to have a neighbor. They had gnome gardens. She would tell us that it would come alive. We went to her into her yard when our soccer ball would fly there. Horrible thing.
Peacefully in daylight and keep in their houses at night.
No, not gnomes.
Want to eat them were unheard of until this day.
Are they farming a porcupine? I'll need the creature to open it. Are you gonna help us? Oh my god, the more of them. Oh god, no. Oh, I gotta collect all the gnomes. Oh god, they freak me out. They're so tiny and freaky. Freaking gnomes. Oh god, that's so freaky. No, no, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Oh god, they're so freaky. Oh jeez. Stop making those noises. It's one right there. I'm gonna have nightmares tonight. All of us together can open it. Freaks. Freaks. I hope I don't see him again. Freaks. Oh god, my sister is just getting me into more trouble. Ah, more gnomes. What are those? What are those? Is that an older gnome? It's Smurf Daddy. Oh, I hate him. I hate him so much. Oh. No, I gotta corral them. Hey, you ugly thing. Yeah, I can almost walk the other ones. I gotta get all of them in there. You close the door too early. Oh, I did get them all there. Oh, there was another one here? Shit. Damn, I could've got all of them. I did not see that one. God, dude, you need to learn to land, brother. Keep breaking your legs and your arms every time you land. Oh god, here we go. Here's where that crazy thing comes out of. I've seen this game before. You need to slow down, girl. Is that a frog? That is a kintoad. Why are we standing around? Oh, now we're stuck on this island. Oh god. My shoes are wet now. I get trench foot. This day just keeps getting worse. Gnomes, trench foot. Alright, are we getting to the scary part yet? This is how they get you. Gets a little thing, and then oh shit! All of a sudden, bam! Oh my god! I didn't sprint. I could have died. Also, how are we gonna get back? That's literally our bridge across.
They were both curious in different ways, while Lillemor quickly ran along. Ulle could get completely enthralled.
Well, they just get to know.
Ole was alone again.
Jeez, dude. It's already nighttime? How long did I stare at a single hole, bro? You kidding me? What do I have some... Alright, like, I mean, I build no hyper obsessions, but this is ridiculous, dude. Just stared at that hole for almost half a day. Oh shit, I die. My god. I drowned. Again, that's my only way back. Where's the bramble? Doug! She just got bramble, bro. She just got bramble.
And Ulle was weak. He did not stand a chance.
Okay, you don't have to do me like that.
The sound of the river faded.
I know, I'm not the
Ole was
strongest.
happy to have firm ground under his feet again.
What about my sister? Yeah, what happened to my clothes? Did I die? I feel like I died. I was not wearing this. And my hair's like super gold. Yeah, I'm thinking I die. I just straight up die, bro. Little stairs, little stairs. This is my sister. She's gone. Or she was gone.
Ole!
You gotta find my sister. Oh, the King Frog rescued me, didn't it? Yeah, it did.
Frog King made sure that his new friend would not drown. But without his sister, he felt like the loneliest child in the world. He just wanted to find Lillemor and go home. But to do that, he had to find where the big troll had taken her.
Oh, it was a troll. Thought I was gonna break my legs again. Oh, I get it. The gnomes are gonna be like, no, brah. You went out at night. You never do that shit. Oh no, they destroyed her house. God, I hate gnomes. I'm not that against these monsters that much. This guy's my sister, but he destroyed the gnome's home. I'm good with it. God. You ugly little creature. Yeah, what were you doing out there, brother? I'm not strong enough. Oh wait, I am. Now all of a sudden I am? Okay, we'll get to the next big four, which I don't know where it is. And then we'll end it. Oh God. Damn, nature, you're scary. The hell are those? That's a bear trap. Oh God. Damn it. Oh my god, this is horrible. Oh my god. The horror story ended. Jeez. There it is. Shut it. I want to rescue you. Damn it, I'm gonna have to. Oh god, that's a deer. That's one dead deer. Oh my god, did he set the little guy for as a trap? Clever troll. You almost got me. You almost got me. Oh god. Oh god, this is disgusting. Come on. Gotta be careful. I'll be next. Oh god, this is so bloody. My god, dude. My story ended like 3 times already. And I'm dead. Dude, how many times have I died already? Jesus. I'm not cut up for Bramble, apparently.
Ola wanted to cry. A couple of hours ago, he had been in his warm bed.
That's where I'm about to go now.
Now, he had almost died several times. His sister was gone, and he was soaked in smelly sewer water.
Rats. I almost died several times. Nah, girl, I died several times. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get this closer. And then open it for them. You're kidding me. Son of a bitch, I just let go. Oh god, you guys are creepy. Oh my god, I just face planted. I think that's a good stopping point. God, did he just die? My fucking god. Oh shit. Be careful, you idiots. Sorry. Two of your sons are dead. Hi, you idiot, hi. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. Okay, yeah, well, I'm, what's up right here? I think it's in